Welcome to the Triple MCG, about to get underway here. The Bombers and the Sydney Swans. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football MCG Saturday afternoon. Bit of cloud about, lights on here. Looking forward to a good game. 9-5 Sydney. Bombers 3-11 as we speak. Brian Taylor here filling in for, Brownie and JB while they all do their thing. Incredible to think that JB is away again in the middle of the football season, which only goes 5 months, but he's got to find a holiday in there and have a holiday. I don't know what's wrong. Yeah, like a 2-weeker. No problems. JB, just don't worry about the 6 months you have off.
What would he been doing in
He won't be doing cricket anymore, given the headlines of recent times. So
getting ugly.
He's going to have a good 6 months off, Damo.
Yeah. What would he be doing in Bali right now, do you think?
He would be...
I'd say... Bintanging?
No. He'd have his arm around Lisa or be holding her hand, and he'd be in Seminyak shocking in some shop that Lisa wants to go to, not that he wants to go to.
The kids are there, though, too.
He'd be drinking cocktails.
No, the kids won't be...
No, they're there. The kids...
They won't be seen. They'll be in the hands of a babysitter by now, I would have thought. Because he just loves Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
He just cuddles and kisses. He smooths her, and he just... it's like... he's just very... he shuts the door on everyone else getting anywhere near her. Yeah. Put it that way. Anyway, that's about it. Damo, what else have you got in?
I want to talk to Bernie about the loss of an icon, BT, someone who you knew really well too. And it is not too strong a word, Bernie, to use icon on the passing of the 88-year-old Neil Curley during the week.
Yeah, very sad news came through. Wednesday night it was. Neil Curley, born in Barmera in the Riverland. He played 265 games in the SANFL and coached 628 as a player, played 32 state games, and that's how we all remember him. He was six of those were captain of the state side, but we remember him as that. He was the epitome of the pin-up boy for the state games, wasn't he? Him and EJ, they were almost like boxing promoters, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Come to that. There was that rivalry, that healthy rivalry, and right until we lost EJ, Neil Curley was right there with him, and some great stories come out this week about him, and he was actually the one that recruited Mark Rasciuto from Waikerie. Went and watched him play.
Wow.
Great story.
It is a good story.
Rocked up with a carton of beer and sat with Murray, Rue's old man at Waikerie, and he said, because Rue had been playing centre-half back or in the back lines, he was getting a lot of the footy, intercept mark and everything, and he's named in the forward pocket. He rocks up and goes, right, where is he? Is he going to the back line? Murray goes, no, he's playing forward pocket. He goes, forward pocket? I haven't driven all the way to Waikerie to watch him play forward pocket. Anyway, Rue comes out and kicks 11. He goes, I've seen enough. I reckon I've seen enough. And they finish the Esky. And he actually recruited him for West Adelaide and Adelaide on the same day. That's what you could do back then. So Rue was only 16 at the time, so played for 1 year at Westies and then was on the Adelaide list. But he was the footy manager as well at Adelaide, the initial list together. So he was part of putting all that together back in 1990. So he's one of those iconic names in South Australian football and I think in Australian football as well.
But see, the theatre side of him and the promotional side of him, it was amazing, wasn't it? And almost the forerunner to what you went down the path of doing, the entertainment component to the game as well.
It was sort of strange because I never thought whether they'd actually thought about it, EJ and Curls, whether they'd thought about we've got to promote this game or whether it just was natural. I had the feeling it was just a natural promotion rather than a forced
and took off as organic.
Yeah, and organically it just took off, and then obviously they realised it worked, and EJ particularly jumping on the back of that from that point in time on.
One regret he has said, and I think they interviewed him with his 80th, so he died when he was 88, so 8 years ago. They asked any regrets, and he goes, I regret not going to Victoria, not going to Melbourne to play. And they said, well, why didn't you go? Because he was asked a few times to come over. I think he was going to coach South Melbourne at one stage too, or they wanted him to, and he goes, nah, was never going there. Bloody hate Victoria. Never live in Melbourne. So that's just the way he thought. And I think it was genuine.
Yeah, I think it was too. My introduction was when West Australia played in South Australia in the National Carnival, and he addressed our team. I don't know how they got him, but they got him. And as kids, as 16, 17-year-old, we were absolutely petrified because you can imagine the explosive nature of him in the late 70s, how there was no ifs and buts. It was just, and I remember from that day on, I really feared him. Yeah.
And they reckon when he walked into a room, even at his late stages, he had a function, I think only a couple of years ago when he was 85, and we all sort of slow up a bit when you get to that age, but he just demanded everyone's attention when he walked in. It was just like there was an aura about him, and Duck, well, he He's got a bit of a funny story about who the king.
No, he had presence, and I was lucky enough to play a state game for South Australia in '92, so he was obviously there. But I remember when Mike Sheen came out, and he branded me the king, and then I was in South Australia doing all this stuff. And
branded me the king.
And anyway, Knuckles Curly,
I'm the king. And
Knuckles
move on
pulled me aside and said, "There's only one king in this state, young fella, and it ain't you." He said because his nickname was the king.
Well, let's face it, your king doesn't transfer you from Victoria to South Australia. You got the king name here. You're not just automatically king of South Australia.
Stops at the border, doesn't it?
Oh well, Wally Lewis was the king of Queensland, the king of rugby, and
he's king nowhere else though. He's a bit like you.
Did you just want to bring up that you were the king?
Yeah.
I was
that
bringing
story
up
about? You or
Knuckles? Knuckles
Victoria.
Curly was the initial
The king of South Australia.
king of
He
South
was.
Australia.
That was his
Correct.
nickname, the king or Knuckles.
You ever been the Moomba king of Victoria? Duck, have you? What
That'd
happened to
be
your
good.
nose?
That'd be
I
good.
mean, boys have probably already covered it, but
Oh,
the
did,
audience
yeah.
has
It's
probably
a good
moved on a
question.
little bit.
Very
and they've-
poignant conversation.
We're not allowed to go there.
Not allowed to go there.
Oh, he's moved. He's taking his mic off.
Damo's
He fell
vacant.
over.
He fell over.
Had a trip.
Likely story.
Slipped in the bathroom.
Likely story. You'd love to have a look at his phone in the last 24 hours.
He's been deleted.
As Chura's going to join us. Before we do that, let's get downstairs to Jay-Z for Bob Jane T-Mart. Bob Jane T-Marts look after you. Buy 3, 1, get 1 free, plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online today, bobjane.com.au. Jay-Z, good afternoon. Welcome to you.
Yes, thank you, Brian. Absolutely freezing down here at ground level. I tell you what, if I had a pair of leather gloves, I would be wearing them today. Top of 13 degrees, feels like about 5 or 6. Breeze, swirly as usual here at the MCG. The deck in absolutely perfect conditions. Geez, it's going to be interesting to see whether there's any feeling in this one. We spoke about the taunting last time they played between Luke Parker and Dylan Shield. I think he can absolutely lock it in, and Ben Rutten showed his players that vision this week, early in the week in a meeting, just to remind them what the Swans think of them, and a little bit of a poke of the bear to see if they can fire up today. Now, in his defence, Dylan Shield probably been the Bombers' best player over the past month, getting back to some of his form. The subs today for the Bombers is Andrew Phillips. So Sam Draper rucking one out today against Sydney. Ryan Clark, the sub for the Swans. Luke Parker's 250th game. Darcy Parish back from that calf niggle for the Bombers, BT.
Jay-Z, we just had a quick vote in the box here about whether we think you're sort of just getting off into the special comments area just a touch and starting to ignore your responsibility of informing people of minor things that happen down there, and the vote's comprehensive. So I'm just wondering whether you know that there's a boundary umpire, something special is happening out there today. Do you know what it is?
That's more your area, BT, the whistleblowing.
He's umpiring his 350th game today, Duck, the boundary umpire, Ian Burrows out there. So congratulations to Ian.
Nickname Rabbit.
He's obviously a good
a lot
burrow.
of games. By the way, well done to Jay-Z too. A couple of weeks ago, said that there was going to be a big pop star singing at the grand final. Jay-Z broke that
nailed
weeks
it.
ago.
And that's what he should stick to.
And it came out today that is confirmed. Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
By the way, how good's that?
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
I reckon he's a
What
good
song
guy.
do you want him to play, Duck?
Rock DJ.
Let me entertain you.
Let me
entertain you, yes.
Yeah.
Monsoon.
Yeah, he's got some good
How
ones.
many you reckon he'll play, Brownie?
I think
3.
Minimum 3.
Yeah.
You'd love to get to 4.
Ash Tura has joined us. Red Z Lending Stats. Ash, Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed. Good afternoon, welcome to you. You've had a week of absentees. You've had the vid. And
it's been highly publicised. Everyone going out and seeing customers during the week. They said, "Oh, Ash, how are you going with COVID, mate?" So, I'm feeling really good.
I've got to say, you sound like you're a bit someone got you by the
A bit
nose.
nasally.
Keep
I'm all good.
Stay over there.
No, statistically for Red Z, just to back up what Jay-Z was saying, he spoke about Dylan Shield, rounds 1 to 12, averaging 20. Last 3 matches, averaging 26, along with 8 clearances. Now leads the AFL for centre clearances. And Luke Parker, since 2013, he's only missed 6 games of footy, and over the past 13 seasons, he's been averaging 25 touches, 5 clearances, and kicked 175
That's
majors.
impressive.
250 today for him, Ash.
Yeah, spot on, BT.
Yep. So Luke Parker, been a great player for Sydney, a real goer. We're ready to go at the G. Nathan Brown is here, Wayne Carey, Bernie Vince is here. And is that Jake Stringer Brownie with a tat on his neck?
I haven't seen that before. That's a full neck tattoo from the hairline all the way down.
He's had some free time this week.
That is a statement.
Stepping it up in the bike.
That's full on when you get them on your neck. There's no going
Anywhere
back.
near the face.
All right, ready to go. You can hear the hum. It's here. It's the Bombers' home game. taking on the Sydney Swan. Umpires today, Brett Roseberry, David Harris, and Andre Gianfagna. Here's Nathan Brown on Triple M footy.
Just about to get underway. Perfect day for football. For McDonald's Ream Hot Water, Triple M, Rocks footy. Umpire settles himself.
Long settle.
He's a very long settle. There he goes. A good settle though, because it was a great bounce early. Draper won the first one. The ball bobbles around. Warner was in there. Parrish got an up and under ball. Mills is there. Took it nicely. Running through. They got the handball out the back. Sydney Swans go forward. Florent. Chipping ball. Rowbottom. He'll move it. He's got a player on the outside. Gets it back to 1-2. He's going to run into trouble. Merritt got him. Merritt really got him. They'll be holding the ball. Good tackle by Merritt. Well done early.
Merritt just off the handball and they're away. The Bombers, D'Ambrosio goes out wide and finds Langford. And Langford has taken the mark here. Centre wing, northern side of the ground. Bombers kicking to the punt road end here. Sydney to the city end. Langford, high ball to centre half forward. Jones sets himself from Gooden Market thereabouts. Handball comes from McCartan. That was Paddy. Got it to Mills. A beautiful spearing ball to Buddy. Had gentle, soft hands and took a nice mark in front of Laverde.
2 metres. Thank you.
Laverde warned to come back to 2 metres, otherwise he'd be pinged. Franklin looking to go backwards and concede the footy, and he does now to Rampy and then McCartan.
He goes further back, and McCartan now looking to move the ball forward. He's got a player on offer. That's Goulden on the point of the square at centre half back. He sees Warner on centre wing with some space. He's got some wheels to go. Right foot inside forward 50. Going back, bouncing ball. Papley's all over this one. Papley just needs to sit. Left foot. First goal for the Swans. And he's a great celebrator too, Tom Papley. 1 straight 6. The kick from Warner was outstanding. The Bombers yet to score. Triple M, Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Well, initially when Buddy took that mark here, Bernie, you think, oh, why does he go back to Rampy? And then it was McCartan that ends up the courageous kick back up the corridor. Then they get the loose, and the key to all of that was the play they gave it to was able to play on.
Yep.
The flow in the game was able to continue, and that was a brilliant kick inside forward 50.
Yep, almost a double switch, wasn't it, in the end? But that kick from Warner over the back, he just bluffed everyone. All 3 players for Sydney were leading at the ball carrier, and he just thought, well, there's a bit of space out the back, over the back of Reid. I think Reid was his initial target, but just kicked it, and the length of the kick just allowed Papley to run onto it and finish. Nice start.
Great celebrators, Brownie said.
What was that, the wind?
He did the one-arm windmill, yeah.
And it's always by himself. Never includes the team in it, which we like. Draper in the middle, row bottom. Beautiful slick hands to Parker, and now Lloyd to Goulden. Little handball backwards, finds an opportunity here with Stevens. Right on the Toyota logo, left foot kick. It's nice ball, and Lloyd again. So he's at half forward now. Papley demanding the footy, ignores that. Kicking to the city end here, Lloyd. Ball to the top of the square, high ball, set Mills a bit of a task. Draper was there, knocked the ball down. Front and centre with the Swans, but going nowhere was Hayward as he was tackled to the ground. And we'll have a ball up in front of the Sydney Swans goal.
Time, Sam.
Burn, have they been anywhere near Luke Parker yet?
Oh, I just watched him early on, just after that initial centre bounce, and just a couple of players ran into him, but nothing from Shield yet.
Inch the ball forward, under pressure. Nick Hine clears the area. It's a wobbly bouncing ball. Can they get on the end of it? Martin overran it, going in and picking the footy up with Stevens. Did a nice job. He's handball forward, opportunity for the Swans again. Goulden quickly gets it on the left foot. The Buddy Franklin call play on, not 15. Try to get it to Hickey. Redmond been very good, probably the Bombers' best this year. Gives the handball off. Working their way through half back, the Bombers now. They've got some space, and Guelphy will pick it up. 3 of them to choose from. Moving the ball forward to Merritt on centre wing.
Bernie will just unload those fillets of fish from Macca's shortly and be with us back doing the specials. Here's Wright.
Just give me a bit of warning.
Mark the footy. He trying to fit 2 into 1. Wright looking to go long and deep. A very, very slow movement into the pocket now. High footy, Stringer with the neck tattooed, we think. It could be dirt. We think it's a tat, and we'll throw it into play.
Pretty certain that's a tat going up the neck.
Yeah, well,
that wasn't there last week, was it? I can't remember.
I don't think so. That's a new tat.
That's a midweek.
To go with the big lion on his stomach.
If you could identify Jay-Z down there and work out whether it's an animal or something understanding, I'm not sure. Here he is, Stringer, trying to get the footy. Rampy's little kick went nowhere, picked up by Langford, got the handball sideways, shot at goal by Shield, round the corner, falls short. Jones couldn't get there, McCartan punches it away, hits the behind post on the full, and we'll have a boundary throw in deep for the Bombers at the punt road end.
Sydney, the only score so far was a goal to Papley. 6-point lead to the Swans, early stages first quarter. So the boundary throw in, Draper and Hickey. Hickey takes the back. Draper wins that one, lays it down, tries to kick it out of midair. Opportunity for the Swans to clear the area. They do. Hine will dive, can't take the mark. Heaney picks it up from ground level. Always good, Heaney, always clean. That'll be a ball up. 60 metres around from the Bombers' goal.
A lot of blocking going on at those stoppages from Essendon. Stringer involved in it with Rampy.
Seabar super special comments. Wayne Carey in the back row with Bernie Vince. Here's Hind. Little handball. Parrish was tackled the immediate time that he picked it up, and the umpire pinged him. A little unlucky.
A lot of that from the Bombers. They're all on the move around the stoppage, weren't they, Duck?
Yeah. Marcus kicked short to Fox. He had to play on, wasn't the 15. Exclusive mics for Triple M footy. Now Rampy, the coolness at half back, and the sizzling sideways ball by foot is absolutely inch perfect. And now Lloyd is able to hammer the ball forward to Haywood. He takes the mark on centre southern wing here and goes forward to Papley. Dropped an easy mark, tried to make it look a bit more spectacular than it was. Picked up here by Heppel. Comes back to D'Ambrosio. Now an opportunity. Goulden farms out the handball here once again. Sydney go deep inside 50, but he couldn't get there. Went past Reed as well. Blakey was there. Opportunity. Mills having a crack with Merritt. Merritt near the boundary line, and Hind there as well. We'll let it go over the line out of bounds. Forward pocket for Sydney. Kicked the only goal of the game. It came early to Paps, and we haven't seen any scoring since.
It's about 20 metres around from the point post. Boundary throw in. Is that the umpire that's 350 today, Brian?
No.
Warner, opportunity near the boundary. Left foot, high ball, brings it back. What about that from Warner? Brilliant goal. 2 for Sydney, 2 straight 12. Both have been very good goals, and that was brilliant.
Well, just the initial look at that forward 50 stoppage from the Swans, there was a lot of space, and we see on the Harvey Norman replay here, just watching Warner, he's just sitting by himself. All players got sucked into the stoppage. He stayed out. The hit was, well, defensive side from the Swans. Hickey knocked it out. Initially, I think it was for Papley, who was on his bike. He just stood there, and that's a fantastic finish.
Well, the Harvey Norman,
on the left foot.
Yeah, and the Harvey Norman shows us there. I'm not sure what Parrish was doing.
He's just watching, ball watching. They do a lot of that.
He was, wasn't he? Like he almost went the other way. Warner went and got, once Warner had the footy, Parrish should have been putting pressure on, but ran the other way.
It's okay in midfield, but not when you're defensive.
That's the one knock on Essendon too, defence.
Red Z landing stats.
Yeah, Sydney twice as many disposals, 38-19. 4 entries for 2 majors for the Swans.
For each goal the Swans kick, you reckon the enthusiasm of the Bombers will be curbed somewhat. Here's Shield. Beautiful kick it was. To Heppel. He's able to mark. Play on inside 50. Got to 30 and hammers it home. There's a confidence builder for the Bombers and the skipper. 1 straight the Bombers, 2 straight Sydney. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard. Doesn't cost a lot to make a big difference to your home. This is DIY July at Bunnings.
Dylan Shield has been in really good form, and funnily enough, the form's come off the back of the last time they played this team, and we all know what Parker doing the shrinking of the shoulders and stuff like that, but he's been brilliant, and that play there, I mean, that kick was superb, and sometimes he gets knocked for the way he uses the footy, but that was brilliant.
But another centre clearance too. You were just saying pre-game, Ash, number 1 in the comp.
Yeah, leads the AFL in centre clearances in past 3 matches overall, averaging 8 per game.
8 per
clearances,
game.
yep.
Triple M Red Z lending stats, loans for the self-employed. Ash with us all day. Wasn't last week.
Depends. He's starting to sound a little bit off.
So bounce in the middle for McDonald's and Remote Water. Triple M rocks footy. Hickey takes it out of the ruck. Can he get rid of the football? He can. Rowbottom got a short ball to Goulden. Goulden turns on the left. Really good kick to Franklin leading up. 40 out. Directly in front.
There you go, Duck. Another centre clearance. It's whoever's getting the centre clearance is ending up with a shot on goal. This is a really open, free-flowing game. Highly skilled. Players are hitting the forwards coming out of the centre break. So have to be careful here. The Dons.
And this is almost his perfect position.
Loves it here, doesn't he?
He has that little tail of right to left for a left footer.
He's been kicking well to the city end. For the Swans third, he'll kick from just outside the 50. Left foot on the way. It's a big kick. That's a great kick. But he has one. The Swans have 3. Off to a flyer. 3 straight 18. The Bombers are 1 straight 6. Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Geez, they're carrying, aren't they? Going to the city end. He didn't even really kick through that very well. Just
atmospheric conditions, Burn.
Well, what does that mean?
Oh, it's just holding the footy up on the moisture plate.
Is there a plate out there?
Well, once it gets up there, it sort of
just
rides it.
Floats, does it?
Yep.
Holds on the moisture plate.
Yep.
I might use that throughout the day a few times, but it must have got up there on that plate, that moisture plate, because that sailed right through and went about 4 rows back from 50. But as I said, it's a very clean, open, free-flowing game, and no teams can get caught up in playing that style against Essendon. So defence, as I said before, isn't their strength, so they can leave themselves open going the other way.
Row bottom, beautiful extraction out of the middle under a lot of pressure. Back to the middle we go. Hickey to Parker, Parker to Hickey. Hickey out the back door, the handball to Lloyd, standing stationary, almost going backwards as he kicked it forward to centre-half forward. Buddy Franklin was there. He's being held over the shoulder, no free kick. Umpire lets it go. Parker smacks in, tries to extract the footy, couldn't get it out. And the umpire there, umpire Andre Gianfagna, says, give it to me, we'll throw it up. And Sydney half forward line, Draper and Hickey. Little knockdown Merritt, no clear winner out the back. It came to Heppel, tripped over, got the handball away to Parrish. He put it in danger though, picked up by Warner. Handball's out wide to Papley, trying to gather under Redmond pressure. Did well. Now Darham's got it. He's under enormous pressure. Little soccer off the ground, and the Bombers have eventually got possession of the footy through Redmond here. Went without it. Umpire calls play on. Kelly the tackler. Shield got it out, and now they're away through Heppel.
Got it to Merritt. Merritt under pressure still. Kicks the ball long. Rampy will be the flyer from the back. McCartan at the front. Free kick's going to go to McCartan. Jones got him around the shoulder. Jones thought it was coming his way. I'm not sure how he thought that, but forward ball to Franklin. Can he keep it in, buddy? At ground level, he did okay. Got it paddled to McCartan. McCartan went back to the Lizard. Quick handball, got it to Warner. Warner picked it up cleanly and then dumped it inside forward 50. Papley on the end of another one. The celebrator, can he get there? The ball's going a long way towards the boundary and he's tackled to the ground. Papley, no celebration on this occasion.
Having one of those games, Papley, finding some space, isn't he?
Getting some space out the back too, back towards goal. He's getting his opponent up high and then taking off back, and Sydney seemed to be directing it to him over the back.
Sat right on his backside then in that tackle. Sort of something about that's nice to see that. And now Burke Thatcher, ground level, Draper. Well, he's just got a bit of piakaroon about him, and you like to see him sort of levelled every now and then. But
JC, Bob Jane teammates.
Dylan Shield just come to the bench for his first breather, and Ben Rutten straight over to him. Big pat on the back. Raps with his start, Dylan Shield.
Thank you, Jay-Z. So Thatcher here in the back pocket for the Bombers. Goes out to the bit of sunlight that's out on that wing. And 2 metre Peter was able to extend the arms quite erectly and take the mark. Drawing handball to Redmond on the run. Redmond, a little chiseler, found Heppel, centre wing. He goes back inside the corridor to the best kick in the business here for the Bombers. That's Merritt. He transfers to Laverde. Got an outside run in D'Ambrosio. Gives a little handball off. He's been good, the young man, and he gets it to Kelly on the wing.
Kelly wants to turn and go. He will move the ball. No, he's held up on the left foot now. He receives the lead from Martin, who worked really hard in the middle of the ground and then wide to the forward flank. But it's going to be a slow build-up.
Had to keep that ball moving, Kelly.
Two-time McCartan ahead of him. So he just dumps it in forward 50. McCartan and Draper. Draper brings it to ground level. Trying to work his way through was Langford. He was tackled, dropped the footy. Umpire called play on. Ball bobbles out. Hobbs trying to pick it up. Went through. Tackle to the ground, leave the ball up.
So what is it when they get it to half forward? Are they stopping because of game plan, or are they stopping because lack of confidence in forwards?
Well, I think it's a bit of both. I reckon Kelly marked that uncontested on the wing here, and you just got to roll or give it to D'Ambrosio going past.
Pine into the pocket, right on the lead, takes the mark. So Tom McCartan looks behind himself as if he needed a bit of support, and Peter Wright will get a look from 35 on a very difficult angle, I might add, in the northern pocket sort of flank area here at the Punt Road end.
In that case, they were forced to play on. It was a ground ball. They were able to gather, and then by getting it in quick, defenders panic and there's space. So that's when they're forced, it works out better.
Good set shot exponent, 30 goals, 13 for the year, and that's straight as well. Just drifting a little now.
Oh.
It hit the back of the post. Couldn't do it if you tried. And just a slithering ball. 117 to the Swans, 3 straight, 18 on the Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
The Lizard Blakey has the kick-out duties. 86 times he's kicked out this year. How many times do you reckon he's played on, Brian?
Every.
86, and now that's 87, straight up the middle of the ground. Really good mark by Parker, going out the row bottom. Forward of the play. Warner marks it, or is it Heaney? It's Heaney. Centre half forward. Players darting back everywhere. Heaney just has to hold it up a little bit. Now needs to make the right choice.
Play on.
Players lead back to him. Now he kicks a long one to the top of the square. Ball pops out the back. Laverde dropped it. Opportunity now for Hine. Hine with the right foot. Tries to clear the area, and it's a good one too, and he finds Merritt.
Yeah, it was a good kick in the end, wasn't it?
Kelly.
Yep. Kelly's got it at half back as a result of that little inside out shuffler. And now Durham in front of the MCC members here, just politely and calmly and slowly. The Bombers have become famous for slow play. Here is Redmond, kicks it high to the wing. Guelphy is there and edged McCartan under the footy too much, said the umpire, and that'll be a Paddy McCartan free ball here. Just forward of the wing a little bit by about 5 or 10 metres. Goes backwards to Rampy, and Rampy just holds things up on the logo.
So every player ahead of him here for Rampy, so he's going to settle on a long one. And he darts it in, low and hard, looking for Reed. Reed with the good spot, can't mark it. Redmond just come in from the side and clunked it.
Where did he come from?
Beautiful mark by Redmond. He's winning their best and fairest.
He read it really well, didn't he?
And a good delivery out wide. Martin covering some territory. Short ball's a good ball, and Hobbs. Been a good pick-up this year, Hobbs. Played most games, Ash.
Yeah, he's played about the last 8 games of the season, has Hobbs.
That's most. So Hobbs towards centre wing. McCartan gets it out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. 3 straight 18. Sydney, halfway through this first quarter. The Bombers are 1-1-7. Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Just Luke Parker, game 250. Number 1 ranked player, 7 disposals, 4 clearances and 3 tackles.
Play with dare and flair, in the words of Brett Ratton. You wonder whether they could do a bit more of that, or whether it's better to play the safe way they play by being a very slow mover. D'Ambrosio helped start all this off. Hine with the finishing kick to Jones, and Jones is marked within range. A rare time they've gone forward with speed, and it's resulted in a kick for goal, 45 metres out from Jones. I love Harrison Jones. Just game 21 for him.
Great kick again from Hine, coming through the middle of the ground. McCartan, Jones's opponent, dropped off, thought he was going to go long to the square, and then as soon as he dropped off, he just used the outside of the boot, found him uncontested, beautiful kick.
So Harrison Jones going to have to give it everything here from right on the 50, and falls a little short here, right to the goal square. Big punch through in the end by Reed, and a minor score. So 1-2-8 are the Bombers, 3 straight the Swans.
Quick play on from fullback from Lloyd to Blakey. Darting ball, not a good ball, and coming in and taking it was Durham. Wants to give the ball off now to Merritt. Handball was at his knees. Had to bend down and pick it up. To the top of the square, Peter Wright can't mark it at ground level. Guelphy, opportunity, steps in. Really good handball. Hobbs ran into a brick wall, and that's holding the ball. Well done by the Lizard.
A great tackle, desperate stuff back there. Can't afford to give free kicks away back there too, but committed to the tackle, got low, holding the ball.
Just with the way Nick Hine distributes the ball, Bernie, can you ever understand why he hasn't been in this side at times and dropped? And he's the one player that does charge forward with the footy and take ground.
Bizarre. Even when he was at St Kilda, he found himself out of the side a lot. For a player that I thought, from an outsider, thought very good user.
Bit like Sard, is he? A little bit like Adam Sard.
He is. He takes the game on. He's got speed of foot. So I don't know. I don't know whether it's his contested stuff. He's not up to it, but he doesn't get the ball contested much. So it shouldn't matter.
Heaney's been interfered with here by Kelly and given away the free. And he's just forward of the wing, and that's a 50-metre penalty, because what happened was Kelly took the tiniest of steps after he was told to stand like a statue.
Well, there were players on Heaney's outside, so his initial reaction, he put his hand out, Heaney, as the Harvey Norman shows us, as if he was going to handball.
Yep.
And Kelly reacted to that. It's a harsh penalty for not a lot of movement.
Yeah, so this brings Heaney within 25, 30 metres of goal, and one very officious umpire there, David Harris, is standing behind him to make sure he doesn't in any way sort of run off the mark, otherwise he's going to call play on really quickly. So now Heaney to the city end. Pretty easy opportunity for him and his standards. Lines it up and no problems at all. So they've kicked 4 goals in 19 minutes of footy. 4 straight, in fact. The Bombers 1-2-8 on the Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Well, it's that quick ball movement from both teams. They're both finding space when they move it with a little bit of purpose. I mean, that one there's a 50-metre penalty. Just a couple of low numbers for Essendon, man. Parrish has Quiet and Stringer, what's he at?
Yeah, Parrish only 3, averaging 33 this year, and Stringer, statless.
That neck tap might be
Weighing him down.
holding him up in the freezer.
He'll be back. It only takes a couple of minutes for Stringer to do his magic. Let's head down to Jay-Z.
Yeah, interesting you mentioned Jake Stringer before. The coach, Ben Rutten, just before as Jake Stringer came over to the wing, he said, come on, Jake, get moving, Jake. So a little barb there to get the match winner involved in the game.
Jay-Z for Bob Jane team Arts. 4 goals for the Swans. Papley, Warner, Franklin and Heaney. A nice spread to start the game for them. They're the players who want to get involved. Parker out of the middle. Ball gets out the back. Franklin with an opportunity at ground level. He's always dangerous. Parrish tackled by Rowbottom. Ball spills free. Warner was in there. Big Draper missed the footy. Picking the footy up now.
Oh, boy.
And a pretty ordinary attempt at clearing the ball, but luckily bounced over the top and the Bombers through. Zirk Thatcher. Handball it back to Martin. Martin on the left foot. Screws it around. And here's the package.
There he is.
Stringer marks. Centre wing, beautifully weighted kick over the top here. Gee, it was well done. Really well done. Snelling has taken the mark. 55 metres out. A deliberately placed centering ball that Rowbottom cuts off. Couldn't hold the mark though, but won the footy. Got it to Mills. Mills to Hickey. Hickey to Blakey, and Blakey goes wide. And beautiful movement here from Sydney. Out of defence to Franklin now, who marks on the edge of the square centre wing. Here he is, the lizard. Blakey took a bounce. Says, come at me. I'll hit you on that good. And Martin gets back to cut off the angle. But Papley picks it up. Snap around the body high. Will result in a read mark 10 metres out on a slight angle. Super duper movement from the back end from Sydney.
Wasn't it? It was electric.
Yeah, it was. And off the back, they're defending a lot, Essendon, at the moment, and it's off the back of centre clearance. 5-1 now it is in Sydney's favour. And just if you lose centre bounce clearance, you're just defending for long periods of time.
Reed set shot, no problems. Goal. They've got 5 straight here. 5 straight 30. Essendon 128 on the Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
And it's created through Rowbottom. He's the one that worked hard back inside the defensive 50.
Hickey, Rowbottom.
So he gets back there. He cuts off the lead, gets the handball out. From that point on, as soon as Blakey gets running like that, they just want to give it to him, don't they?
I'm just watching on the Harvey Norman too. There were 3 Essendon players that could have bumper barred Blakey after he kicked that, or stopped. What I mean by bumper bar is just stop his run, just so he can't link up again. But he just ran past him, and he just gets energised when he sees open space, and he was able to get the ball back and create that goal. So just need to switch on a little bit here.
Like the day you ragged old Dangerfield when you take it.
No, we've
Just
forgotten about that.
Sydney's ball movement, 7 chains from their D50. They've put it inside 50 on 4 occasions, and they've kicked 3 goals from their D50 as well.
The voice of Ash with the Triple M Red Z Lenders out of the middle. Parker goes the barrel when the drop punt would have been better. Bouncing ball gave the forwards no opportunity. D'Ambrosio, handball back to Zirk Thatcher, who socketed out of mid-air. He's done that on a couple of occasions already. This time it goes out of bounds on the full free kick to Warner.
Another centre clearance for Sydney. It's coming too easy in there. Hickey having a big say in what happens.
It's Campbell.
6v1 now.
The players that look the same, Sydney. So Campbell from 55 just gives it a ride.
Jeez.
Who does he look like, Franny?
Missed it. Hey, looks like Warner.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Warner.
By the way,
It looks
Ash,
like Heaney.
Heaney, Rowbottom.
Parker.
Red Z Lender, Ash, just for the
Half the team.
D50 to attacking 50. For the first time in 28 years in our game,
Right.
the graph marker is going upwards. So we are moving the ball end to end more than we ever have this year in the last 28 years.
Yeah, and that's great in regards to AFL being a very good spectacle, isn't it?
Well, this is what we're trying to say.
Yep.
We're bringing the big picture stuff. I know Duck likes to concentrate on those that aren't getting the footy, but I like to concentrate on the whole AFL.
He's mistakes driven.
Hair is right up there, and it's unusual from a man that was so positive, especially when he wants to get someone to go out with him. There's Hickey.
Then he starts getting right around him.
Oh, get around him and
Come on, it'll be
almost-
good.
He
Be
sticks
fun.
100 in his back pocket, and away we go.
It'll be fun.
There's Goulden from half back. Beautiful little ball to Rowbottom. How many's he had on the Red Z Lenders?
Yeah, he's been very good. 8 disposals, 4 centre clearances.
Yeah, he's been very, very nice. Kick out wide, high footy out there. Got under it out there, that man. And that man is McDonald. He does 1 or 2 things a game, and normally not many more than that. D'Ambrosio now trying to shuffle off the tackle. Did it, but almost ran into the
well
Franklin
done.
tackle. And then the kicks are ripper to right.
Brilliant.
Was brilliant. Peter Wright in the back pocket. Just takes his time. They don't move the ball efficiently, the Bombers. They don't take the game on.
He had space, time and space, didn't he, Brownie?
Even though he's 2 metres tall, he can take space.
He can still take it on and draw a defender.
Redmond is one player, runs forward, but on this occasion, butchers the kick. Blakey, Goulden, back to Blakey. Blakey from 60 will unload. Lowers the eyes and kicks it straight back to the Bombers. He split 2 players. One was Franklin, one was Heaney, and he gave it straight back to Ridley.
Buddy looked happy with that.
Number 1 to Caldwell.
It was passive serve.
Caldwell. Jones setting himself here. Strong overhead. Bit of a hold on the shoulder. So Jones has got the free. Just forward to the centre wing. Can they keep going? Stagnant players inside the corridor, so they can't get it in there. Has to go for Stringer on the lead. Almost clubbed it. Parker's got him. Ripped him in the tackle. Stringer, though, trying to tough it out. And eventually wrapped up in the tackle after he had Pryor. And he's given the free away to Rampy. So with 2 minutes 50 remaining in the quarter, it's a nice lead, 31-8 in favour of the Swans.
So Rampy. Left foot down the park towards centre wing, looking for Reid. He'll get a free kick. Logan McDonald will get the advantage. No. Slows it down and gets back to Buddy. So the Swans 31 lead the Bombers 8. 2.5 minutes to go in this first term. Buddy goes with a short one to Goulden. Goulden out of bounds on the full. So the ball will go back to the Bombers and Durham will get the free kick.
This is where you'd like to see him dart one inside and go quick. Even numbers ahead of the ball, but slow again.
So Durham, very slow, Bernie. You really want to see him take it on a bit, but for some reason Rutten hasn't allowed them to do that. It's pretty clearly a team plan not to. So now Parrish from the wing with a beautiful kick out wide. Mark taken by Hobbs.
Got to give that handball.
Yeah, there's a little one coming past Brown.
Yep, there's two options.
So stagnant play goes back, and now Sydney get all their defenders home. The McCartans battle there, and in front was right, almost had it. Ball come down to the front, spills to Rampy. Free kick here, though, has been paid. Which way will this go in front of the Bomber goal?
Free kick, Luke.
It'll
Parker.
be
Luke Parker's been.
It was like penalising Sydney. They were already away.
They were.
There's a little bit in that.
I think Durham threw him down and gave it to him off ball on the ground.
So where is the side that had run and dash from last week against St Kilda? I know that St Kilda weren't great, but the Bombers just run and carried, played some great footy, and today, stagnant again, not going forward. Opportunity now. Hobbs gave the handball off. Merritt's a good finisher. Good kick into the pocket, looking big 2 metre Peter. But coming in was McCartan, did well. Got the ball to ground level. Parker gets in to help him. Snelling's there too. Lloyd can't pick it up. Coming through with Stringer. The handball was good to Merritt. Merritt across the body. Brings it back. Got it all the way. Great goal to the Bombers. They worked hard for that. David Roden smiles. And it's 5-1-31, 2-2-14. The Bombers, 17-point margin. Bit of a push and shove out there.
Yeah, a bit going on. Off ball here. Nick Blakey involved. All Essendon players running up and giving it to him. I didn't see what he did off ball, but a bit of filling in this game now. Obviously, Ben Rutten showing a bit of vision during the week, what happened last time these two teams met. So plenty of feeling, a lot to play for. Essendon, good win last week, but as you said, they've just been a bit stagnant through the middle of the ground. They look better when the kick misses or the ball hits the ground, when they're forced to play on or forced to overlap, because when they get a mark at the moment, they're just going back slow, and Sydney is so quick to get back, it's just hurting them.
A lot of signs been held up on the bench. Sydney, that girl has been holding her arms up for 15 minutes with a green sign. We saw a ghetto blaster last week. We saw an anchor, and we saw an on-off switch last night.
A switch?
A switch symbol.
Jake Stringer was big in that passage of play.
Yeah. So he was. Little handball comes to Parrish.
Well, just to get you off the sign.
Well, I'm just wondering about the signs, Duck. I'm intrigued by them, aren't you?
No.
Well, they had the anchor last week,
Okay.
AT.
Yeah, what did the anchor, put it in now and anchor?
Yeah, or change fishing spots.
Right.
Anything.
It's unusual, but this is what we've come up with now because they don't want each team to know what the other's thinking at the time. So that's why we're getting ghetto blasters. Here's an opportunity for Warner. Goes forward and the mark taken. Magnificent Redmond mark. He's taken a couple of rippers already, and D'Ambrosio now has got the footy. How could this guy not be playing AFL footy? It just shows you that not all recruiters know what they're actually doing when he's not in the field. He got caught in the tackle in the end there. That was Snelling, and they go forward to Buddy. Buddy takes the mark and goes short to Papley. And Papley will have a set shot from about 35 out, nearly directly in front.
Up to 11 disposals now. D'Ambrosio, the most on the ground. So he's finding plenty of the footy, but just making mistakes through the middle of the ground now. Again, a tackle, great tackle from Sydney off the back of some good defending.
She's giving one arm a rest now and just tin soldering it with one.
So is that +1? What's on the other side of that?
It's plus 30, I think. So here is Papley.
It'd ever be minus?
Siren sounds. Papley pulls it a little left and won't quite work for him. So he kicked the first goal of the game. Been a good quarter for Sydney, though. And a free kick. A whistle has been blown. Is that time or what the hell's going on? Whistles going off everywhere.
No, good BT.
So Sydney lead 5-2-32 to the Bombers 2-2-14 on the Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks Saturday afternoon footy.
Bunnings Warehouse. It doesn't cost a lot to make a big difference to your home this DIY July at Bunnings.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
introducing the Australiano, made with McCafe coffee, chai and native wattle seed.
You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
The Swans off to a flyer at the MCG, quarter time 5-2-32. The Bombers at 2-2-14, an 18-point lead to the Sydney Swans. Ash, with all the Triple M Red Z leading stats of the first quarter.
Well, the inside 50s, 18-11. Sydney's way, dominating centre clearance of 6-2. And that man, Luke Parker, number one ranked player in game 250, 10 disposals, 4 clearances.
Triple M Seabar Super Special comments. Seabar Super making hard work pay off. Bernie and the Duck.
Just looking at the Harvey Norman, we might go down to Jay-Z. I'm not sure he's across it, but Heaney looked like he copped knee on knee. Jay-Z, are you across that?
I haven't been watching that, Duck. What did you see?
It just looked like, you know, how you have that ruck, how you have the ruck. Did you already mention it, Pete?
Collision?
Did you?
No, not at all.
No, it just looked like there was knee on knee.
He looked like he's sort of warming it up or trying to get it warmed up in that break there. But Essendon, we've mentioned a few times, they just need to take the game on a little bit more, Duck, through the middle of the ground. They're getting plenty of uncontested ball through the middle of the ground, but they're not taking it on, or that overlap handball. They tend to go back and go safe. I'd like to, and I know that brought them undone a little bit earlier in the season. They opened themselves up the other way because they were almost going too fast early in the season, but they need to find that right balance, the time to go, because at the moment it's just allowing Sydney to get back and turn the ball over. And Ash, just on Sydney scoring, they look like they're moving the ball from D50 to attacking 50 too easily.
8 chains from their D50. They've put inside 50 on 4 occasions, but they've generated 3 goals from turnover from their defensive 50.
Keep an eye out down there, boundary rider, for those injuries.
Bob Jane teammates.
Brownie, just watching Ben Rutten here today, does seem a little bit more edgy and animated than usual. Very relaxed down here in the bench in the Essendon dugout normally, but today just feel like he's rolling every bump.
Built tough Rossi conditions when it comes to auditing. Ask your plumber to install a ream. Here's Brian Taylor on Triple M footy.
Out of the middle, Shield got the clearance immediately inside 50 for the Bombers, kicking to the city end here in the second quarter, and they're currently down by 18 points. By no means insurmountable, but their players going to have to improve a lot. And they've got a good, positive start as they go forward again. Martin in front couldn't hold the mark. Spills to Warner. Parker handball now. Rampy involved as well. To Papley at centre-half back. Little chip kick to Franklin. Not the required journey. So Franklin has caught cold. And that's incorrect disposal. In fact,
holding the man.
Wow.
Holding the man.
Just held on to him a little bit too long.
Franklin to Blakey. Blakey short, shocking little kick. Heppel there to knock it away. Might have got a bit of a head collision as now Stevens bangs in, and we'll have a ball up back in the middle.
I thought Franklin dropped the ball. So, I mean, then he leant back on the tackler to make it look like he was held on too long.
Ball up in the middle of the MCG. Hickey won it well. Fell out to Shield. Shield's handball was to nobody in particular. Went straight to Stevens. The opposition. Opportunity now on the left foot. Pumps it forward. Tumbling ball found Heaney.
See the overlap there for Sydney?
Warner inside forward 50. Bud's on the end of this one. The movement was good, and I thought Bud played on, and he tried to do a second time. The umpire says, I missed the first one. I should have called play on. Now I'm going to bring you back over the mark and make you kick it.
Just little things, but we spoke about this Sydney going the other way. This is what Essendon need to have a look at. They take a mark, and their first instinct is, how can I play on? How can I get around him? Who's running past?
Franklin plays on and kicks the goal. Very lackadaisical shot at goal, but he started that in the middle, Bud, got the free kick, pushed forward. The kick was nice, but Dylan Shields' handball to nobody in particular set it up for the Swans.
Well, he's kicked 1,000. It can become a bit boring, Brownie.
It can.
I'll tell you what,
6-2-38, 2-2-14.
He's only 4 behind the great Gary Ablett.
Jeez.
So he could get there today, BT.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on him. That's his second of the day, and at the moment, not that excited about doing it, but I'm sure
he'll get excited.
It'll improve if someone tells him he's a couple behind Gary. Do you think he knows? Do you think he knows, Duck? I mean, you've been the king. You know all these things.
Yeah, I think he'd have a rough idea how far he's behind the next bloke.
Mm-hmm. All right, then. We'll stick with that. Ball in the middle, Rosebery. And we'll have another ball up because it was a poor one. Umpire Rosebery now throwing it up in the middle. Draper, he's been quiet-ish today, Ash Drapes. He's not a big possession getter, but he's tried the twisted arm lock then on...
He's statless, BT.
Oh, gee. Here's Parrish.
The barometer.
Yeah, Shield accepts the ball from Parrish by foot. Now Shield's kick is to Hine. He runs and takes some ground, and the kick over the head of Jones deliberately looking for and not finding Guelphy in the end, and Guelphy apologises for not reading his mind. Ball over the line, out of bounds, throw it in.
He didn't read the ball.
Yeah, he could have just stood where he was and marked that uncontested, but he came forward and it went over his head.
24-point lead to the Sydney Swans. Draper tried to flick it out the back. Stevens' handball was too sharp for anyone to handle. McInerney couldn't take it. Merritt already kicked one snap. That's a high up and under. Getting underneath it was McCartan. Fisted away from him to his brother. Lloyd, standing starter, tumbling ball. Only Bombers out there. Dyson Heppel already kicked the goal. About 60 out from home.
So Heppel now looking into a little bit of sun, given he's heading west and it's the afternoon sun, and we know what happens in the west in the afternoon with the sun, Ash. High footy. No winner in the air. Any ideas, Ash?
Goes down.
I live in Point Cook, so...
Right. What happens out there?
They dropped a little bit downwards, yep, that's it.
Looking in Yarraville at the moment, I hear.
Yes, Brownie. Well, been for quite some time, 7 years for Triple M Reds.
Becoming a little woke is Ash. Just a little leftish sort of wokeish operator he's becoming.
Becoming grow a beard.
Yeah, just grow a beard down there and just have a...
avocado.
Have a book in your hand and be eating avocado, yeah.
Chai latte.
Acai bowl.
Yes, all of that stuff. This is the new Ash, Head Stringer. All down there. Well, they're all vegetable restaurants. They don't have meat in Yarraville. There is Warner.
He's been good, Warner.
Swooped on the footy. How many's he had, Ash?
10.
Thank you. And now Lloyd. Skies one high on the head of Franklin. Do what you can with that. Instead, Reid from the side when all the pressure has been soaked up by Buddy.
Strong mark. Goulden in the middle.
Look at the runners.
Line up the outside.
Jeez.
There's three of them. McCartan's one of them. Stevens riding shotgun. McCartan says, no, I'm going to kick it myself. Papley, the celebrator. That's a bullet. And he's on the end of it, Papley. Already kicked one and missed one. That was a great kick by McCartan.
Brilliant kick, wasn't it?
And Paps didn't even say thanks.
He won't either.
It's all about Paps.
And
we like that.
Turn straight around.
Well, that was the kick of the day.
Yeah, it was brilliant, wasn't
No wonder he didn't give the handball. I thought Steve, the smaller player, was running past. I thought, who'll just give this? But no, I'm a good kick, and I've got the Pap out, and he'll thank me later.
Yeah.
Talented unit is Paddy McCartan. So Papley, 8 games this year. He's kicked 12 goals, and he hasn't added to that. He pushes it left. Through for one behind, disappointed with himself, the Pap.
Yeah, instead of saying thanks for the good kick.
6-3, 39, 2-2, 14, 25-point lead to the Sydney Swans Beak and Trade scoreboard.
Kick 4 of the last 5 here, Sydney. So Ridley from fullback looking for Draper. Falls short and Tom McCartan's able to mark. So there's McCartan on each side of the ground at the moment. They're lining up in the middle, but Lloyd wants to go on a little more direct route. The kick to Reid in the pocket is inch perfect as well, and he marks on the wrong side for a left footer, but he'll get the set shot from 30.
Yeah, late kick there, going inside from Lloyd. McCartan was the man that... I don't know how an Essendon player didn't go up for that long high ball. I know it dropped a little bit short, but surely you watch the footy and go, well, I need to go, or someone needs to go. But the handball off to Lloyd, great kick.
Actually, it's his brother, I think, that's the left footer, isn't it? Hits the post here with that kick around the body. So 6-4, 40 Sydney. 2-2, 14, the Bombers on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Nick Hine out to the Shane Warne stand side. Finds Zirk Thatcher
Outside
with
5.
the long sleeves.
Yeah.
Quickly moves the ball on, sets Sheila Task, had to sit underneath it and wait for the collision. He did, and he'll get a free kick.
He's Rowbottom knocked Sheila out then.
Looks a little bit hurt, Dylan Shield. Looks like he's holding the top part of his neck to shoulder region. He looks in a bit of a distress.
This will be an interesting replay.
Wait for the Harvey Norman. Bonus gift cards and selected home appliances now at Harvey Norman. Conditions apply. Shop in store.
Tomorrow we'll get it.
Or online.
No, he's all right.
This looks like he got him with his arm above his head, so it's one of those ones where he can jar the shoulder.
Was it an elbow in the neck or something? His arms are sort of past him. Rowbottom, no malice in it whatsoever, but...
Seems all right now, though.
Geez, he popped up well when he found out it was his kick.
Like a stinger.
Could have been a nerve, hit a nerve or something.
I said to the doctor, nothing for me.
No. Why are you out here?
Yeah, why are you lying down?
So Nick Hine from half-back. Pumps it towards centre wing. Ball into the ground level. Hobbs went hard. He was tackled by Lloyd. Ball popped out. Peter Wright. Heppel handballs back to Hine. Hine standing start down towards the 50-metre line. Hickey missed it completely. Picking the footy up now is Guelphy. Tumbles one inside forward 50. McInerney at the front. Fisted it down to ground level. Reid's back there. Gives away a free kick too high. And Bull Durham will get a free kick.
It's almost the opposite. Remember we were calling a game here, BT, and I think it was Langford did his hamstring out the other side, and no one came to
Yes, that's right.
They had no doctors, ripped it off the bone. It was about 8 weeks. He might even still be out. And then this time, he's had 3 doctors around him and said, no, I don't need any of it.
I think he's now back. I think he's played maybe 2 games, Ash.
Durham standing for the snap, brings it back. He looks like he likes it.
Oh, nice.
He loves it.
Oh, they're getting into him too.
They certainly are. A little bit of feeling out there. Durham gets his first. The Bombers third. 20-point margin. The Bombers are 3-2-20. Sydney 6-4-40. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, he was the one, Durham, that started the little push and shove down the other end just before. So loves the physical stuff, and you can always do it after you finish a nice goal. But
no one seems to be coming with him on the field.
No, it's basically just him at the moment.
Just a one-man show.
He stands out a little bit because he's got the flowing mullet and the long hair, but good attack on the footy, took it clean, knew his hit was coming. Not sure if it was a high free kick or not. It was maybe there, but I probably would have played that one on. But you take them, nice finish, and as we see on the Harvey Norman replay, just wants body contact. There he goes. Backs into one, wants another one.
Jay-Z, Bob Jane team arts.
Yeah, thanks, Brownie. Dylan Shields just come to the bench. Spent a little bit of time with the doctors who are reviewing the incident, but I think he'll be okay. Just watching Tom McCartan off the ball on Peter Wright, absolutely terrorising him physically.
Oh, Hickey to Papley out of the middle was the clearance of the day, looking for Buddy, who was trying to initiate contact there, and now he dispossesses, grabs the ball near the boundary line, trying to get back on the left boot, couldn't, had to shovel out the handball to Goulden, went for a low buzzer beater, no gain there, and free kick in the back of Papley, clumsy by Parrish, who's not having a great day, Parrish, and Papley will get a set shot from the precise spot where he missed a few moments ago.
Well, it's good attack from Papley. He just dove on the ball knowing that Parrish was going to get there slightly late, and as you said, a bit clumsy there from Parrish. Didn't have to land in his back, could have waited for him to dive, and almost, if he tackled him then, it would have been a free kick for holding the ball. But
Papley realising that the camera would be on him now, and
taking
he needs to soak up the full 30. Maximum exposure. 45 minutes out of real shocker. A diving bomber bird, which went about half the distance he'd planned, and Heppel marks in the last line.
It's dangerous.
He'd be devastated at the moment too, Papley.
Oh.
Some really good opportunities going begging for a small forward. You could eat those up. Zirk Thatcher tackled to the ground by Buddy. Going in hard was Hobbs. Warner picked it up clean, put it back inside forward 50, Hind, a couple of players underneath it. And D'Ambrosio is a beautiful left foot. This is no exception, gets it out to Durham. The instigator, the agitator, and he gets it out to Kelly.
Set. Stand, Tom. Play on.
Ridley.
I think you're on, BT.
Zirk Thatcher just having a ponder there, Burn.
Looking at anyone in particular, or the boundary umpire? Or?
Radio, yeah, that's right, you've got to talk. Here's Heppel.
Easily confused.
Heppel, little one over the top to Martin. Edging closer to 50. 55 out now, Martin. Goes to the throat here, to the middle to Kelly, who doesn't like kicking goal. And really, they've gone to the opposite side, but no gain whatsoever to Hind.
That was, yeah.
Now Hind looking to find in the pocket Jones. And Jones has marked deep in the pocket, about 5 metres inside the boundary.
Well, in the end, that's really poor from Sydney, the fact that Jones can actually take that mark, because it was really poor ball movement from Essendon, wasn't it? To be in the corridor and then go back out the corridor. It's a bad setup from Sydney.
Jones around the corner, snapping ball, bending. Got it. A real nice slow bender. 4-2-26 the Bombers, creeping back up to Sydney. 6-4-40 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
No, good call, Duck. That was, I think Sydney thought, well, they've gone so slow from one side to the other. We've manned up, all our numbers are back inside D50. We'll just go to the top of the square, that's where they're going to go. And they dropped off of Jones, and he was able to have a free run at it, really. No defender on him. And that high snap he did, I reckon it's one of those ones where you hit it and it starts to bend right to left and then
come back.
Starts to straighten up and go the other way as a drop punt, but it luckily for him, it had already crossed the line, and nice finish.
3 of the last 4 goals to the Bombers, and it's back to 14 points. Jones gets his first. Franklin, the leading goal scorer so far, with 2. Bounce in the middle for McDonald's Room Hot Water. Built tough Rossi ignitions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install the room. The Swans go forward. Drifting handball out. Missed the target. The opportunity now for the Bombers to pick it up. Peter Wright on centre wing finds himself in some space and then sweeps one to Martin. Another one forward. Hobbs is under pressure. Got it back to Martin. Martin going to be run down. Got his kick in. Opportunity now to pick it up, but only Sydney players back there. Free kick to the Bombers though. Dyson Heppel already kicked the goal today. Moves it quickly, really quickly. Good kick too. Does he find the target? No. Fisted away. Good defensive play by the Swans, but straight back to Peter Wright.
And he's marked right on 50.
I reckon he's got this distance, I reckon.
Yeah, he can.
The ball's carrying this City end as well.
Absolutely.
So Hickey stands at 51 on the mark, so he's going to have to kick at 55.
He's got his hands.
Even 60, BT, but he is a big kick.
Yep.
Times it.
I'm worried about you, Duck. Is your nose all right?
Yeah.
You sure?
BT. Is yours?
No, it's red, and I'm worried it's getting infected as the minutes tick over.
It's swelling up. You can't see it.
It'd be horrible to have an infected nose. Here's Wright. It's coming back. It's coming. Wright's got it. A massive monster launch from 2 metre Peter. And the Bombers are back in business. They trail by 8 points, and the Swans on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, they've just let him in here, Sydney.
They have.
Been a couple of slack. I mean, the pressure there wasn't too bad, but the dump kick rarely works out when you just slam it on your boot. Generally comes back. Couple of lucky free kicks, but that is a beautiful strike of the footy from Peter Wright.
He's absolutely flushed that. 4 of the last 5, as you said, and they're right back in this. Just a little bit slack at the moment through this little period. Sydney, something they're not accustomed for or to do. They're just letting them back in. Well, as you see on the scoreboard, back to 8 points now, and that is a long kick.
Bombers winning the territory in this quarter, 8 entries to 5 in terms of inside 50s, and Mills just the one, Heaney just the one touch in this quarter.
Triple M Red Z leading stats, bounce to the middle. Wright kicked the last goal, got that tap. Parrish, Bombers go forward again. High long ball. Here comes Jones. Can he get out the back? No, he can't, because jumping in was Hobbs. Everything going right for the Bombers at the moment, and Hobbs from pretty much 48 metres on a 45-degree angle.
Well, another centre clearance for the Bombers, on fire in there at the moment. They can't be stopped, and just beautiful bodywork there from Hobbs right at the right time. It's a nicely weighted kick from Parrish inside 50, and just had a bigger opponent in Paddy McCartan, and just nudged him under at the right time. Nice take.
To kick 4 goals in a row for the Bombers. Hobbs long. Hobbs has got it there. It's back to 2 points. Essendon 6-2-38. The Sydney Swans are 6-4-40. Beacon Trade scoreboard supporting tradies over 120 stores, expert teams and a huge range of electric products and services. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier.
Yeah, that ball's definitely carrying that end, isn't it?
Certainly is. He's not a huge kick, Hobbs.
Sitting on that plate that you're talking about.
The tectonic plate.
Yep.
Chipman Hind, what are his numbers and metres gained, please?
Leading ball winner for the Bombers, 13 disposals, 5 inside 50s and just under 400 metres gained.
Check it out, Duck. It's a cooler layer of fresh air hovering on a hotter layer of fresh air.
How high does this happen?
And the hot layer, because it likes to rise, is keeping the cool air up. And once you get it above the cool air, the ball will stay a little longer.
Above the kicking height.
Look
obviously.
it up on Google. It's a climatic fact. Here's Wright out of the middle. What about this? Back to a 2-point ball game here. The Bombers come from nowhere on the back of some good work here in the second quarter. Players scrapping for the ball at half forward for Sydney on the outer southern stand side of the ground. The worn stand. And we'll have a ball up. Umpire Harris. Stringer's there. Wright's there as well. Reed. Stringer takes it away. Got it to Cordwell. He was pushed as he went to kick. Now Jones tries to gobble it up. Get it out the front to Parrish. Not had a lot. Spills to Shield. Shield winds up. Little loopy handball to Cordwell. Back to Shield. Ran inside 50. 40 closing. Handball to Guelphy. Guelphy out to Parrish. Parrish around the corner. Missed. He was under pressure. Kicks it out of bounds on the full. Bombers down by 2.
Well, he had another handball option. The skipper was just waiting there. Dyson Heppel was just standing there going, I just need one more handball. Then they were out. No defenders. Would have run in almost to an open goal. But as you said, BT, he was under pressure.
Jay-Z, Bob Jane T. March.
Yeah, Brenny, Duck and BT spot on about Isaac Heaney. Been playing deep forward, unable to hit top gear. Keeps looking over to the bench as if he wants to come off.
String up, tackled on the 50. Push that tackle away, got it out to Zirk Thatcher. Zirk Thatcher ridden to the ground. Bob Jane Team Arts look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online today, bobjane.com.au.
Umpire throws it up. 2 metre Peter reaches. Rowbottom got on the end of it but was immediately held up by Shield.
I don't think has he had a possession this quarter, Heaney?
Isaac Heaney, no, he's statless.
Statless. So if he's going to be like that, Jay-Z, he's better off coming off.
To Reed, here is Heaney tackling Caldwell, and dangerous tackle. Thought so, had a little bit of head into ground about it, and Heaney probably hasn't got a problem with it. And Caldwell with the free now. Heaney standing right on the edge of the square at centre half forward. Caldwell goes wide and to Heppel. Heppel wanted to wheel on the left, told to go.
Should have.
Handball back to Redmond. Redmond neatly over the top, but it's a very wide shot at goal here for Langford.
He's a big kick. Langford.
That's it.
He had a string off the bone 8 or 10 weeks ago, and
no treatment.
No one came to him,
No.
and he ended up walking off from the southern side to the northern side, and not one trainer asked him how he was.
He went to the Epworth himself.
Yeah, no ice.
Just kept walking.
And then checked out of the Epworth 4 days later, and they said, "Where have you been?"
He's still walking.
Here he is. Langford from 50. He's hit that. Wow. Look at that bending back as well, and the mark on the line is taken by 2 metre. 2 metre Peter.
We're going to check it.
Okay.
Score review. Once clear as a mark, please confirm it's on the point.
Okay, checking to see whether it's a
Review
mark.
underway.
I think it will be a mark. I'm only 140 away, and
Why does 2 metre Peter have to?
It's over the line.
Was it all the way over?
all the balls got across the line.
Yeah, I reckon I can see a whole Sharon.
Geez, this one's going to be tough.
I reckon it's over.
They've called a mark, haven't they?
Yes, they've paid a mark.
Yep, so this
I
is going to
reckon
have to be
Review
definitive.
complete. Looking at these angles, we can see the ball is controlled before crossing the back of the behind line. Decision on the scoreboard.
Geez, I thought it may be umpire's call, not definite.
Well,
you got to. The whole
Same
ball-
result.
that was a surprise for me.
Yep.
I wasn't surprised, but
I was somewhere in the middle.
Brownie
I'm
was
surprised.
Brownie was surprised, but you couldn't tell.
Oh, look at him. He's hitting me again, Brownie.
he did.
He's
Yes,
punching
Peter
me.
kicks it. Wright's got it. And Wright has made it 5 in a row for the Bombers, and the Bombers have hit the front. And boy, oh boy, I was surprised with Brownie's look as well, because all I saw were eyeballs moving inside a wooden frame.
A wooden frame. No.
Well, they've had the last 7 inside 50s, Essendon, for 4 goals straight. So that is efficiency there. But that's why I mean, look, whether it's a mark or not, it's a line ball, isn't it? Really, but you've just got to be better than that. The defenders, they all sort of crumbled under the big fella.
Yeah, you just got to punch that through.
Yeah.
No matter whether it was over or just over on the line, you got to get that through, Sydney. They'd be spewing. The message would be out there now. Runners out there letting them know. So you just got to get that over. 6 of the last 7 goals now, Essendon.
JC.
Isaac Heaney straight to the Sydney bench and straight over to the Sydney doctor's got a problem at the top of his left kneecap. Very uncomfortable, Isaac Heaney.
Bob Jane Team Arts. Draper out of the middle off the ground, and he gets it towards Caldwell, who takes the mark on 50. So the Bombers kick the last 5. When Franklin goaled, it was 24 points the difference, and now the Bombers can go to a 10-point margin. So Jai Caldwell, boy from Bendigo. Courageous player, been good this year. Will kick from just outside the 50. Doesn't get the plate that BT was talking about, pushes it wide. Still in the field of play, opportunity, but the free kick will go to Sydney to Hickey.
Can that plate get higher and lower as the day goes on, BT?
No, it depends on the weight on it, but that hit cold air only. It didn't reach the
So it slipped up a bit.
the plate area.
Sam Reid. Holding Sam Reid.
So there you can hear it. First on Triple M, holding Sam Reid, half back.
This quarter, all being played in Essendon's forward half, 59% there, and in the centre bounce, 5-2. And remember, in that first quarter, Sydney dominated that area, 6-2.
59% is not a lot, Bern.
Doesn't seem like a lot, does it?
It's only 9% over half.
What was my descriptive word? Did I go really high?
Like, I would have thought a
All
lot.
the games been played in their forward half.
When
59% of it.
If 100% is all, then I would say 70 or 80% is a lot.
I was thinking it was going to be a bit more than 59, and then I'd already said all, and I thought, well, I'm going to go with it
In
anyway.
fact, I would
Couldn't back
say
out of it.
59% is a little. Here goes Sydney. Goulden's got the ball to the lead here, and he finds McDonald. McDonald's taken the mark 55 metres out from goal. Sydney are down by 4 points. 23 minutes in the second quarter. McDonald high to the square. Can Reed break free? In comes Martin over the bottom and knocked through for a rush behind. It's now a 3-point margin in favour of the Bombers on the Triple M scoreboard.
Redmond to do the kicking in. Short ball and he finds Laverde. Chips the ball on. D'Ambrosio. Still in defensive 50. Looks left, looks right. Nowhere to go. So he'll have to go down the line, which he does now. He keeps it low and flat. Looking for Jones. Really good marks.
Wow.
It was Bill Durham in the end.
Yeah.
Numbers through the middle.
Hind. Caldwell. Bombers starting to play good footy to Redmond. Redmond tried to fend off. That's going to be a free kick to Sydney to Paps.
50 too, almost.
So Redmond just not sure what he was doing. They had the run and carry going, and he tried to fend off Papley.
Papley, all he was thinking about was the 50.
He was. Ball nearly hit him in the head.
Come on, mate. Just grab the foot.
Running away from it.
Papley had Hayward on. Hayward low ball to Logan McDonald. Good kick. And a good mark, and they need this, the Swans.
Been pretty quiet, Logan McDonald.
Yeah, it's just the one possession.
One possession.
The plate area.
Can hear something.
That is quiet, 1%.
that's really quiet. Can I go with really?
Normally a pretty good finish up, Logan McDonald, Ash.
No, he's going 6'10" this year from set shot.
So Logan McDonald.
We're all over it.
We're going well here.
Just a 60%er. Not even that. That's a good kick. Just missed.
Come on. 6'11".
Should we go for a walk?
6:42. The Bombers are 7-2-44.
Should we go for a walk individually and just regather?
I've been on.
Here's this man here, Redmond.
You've been on, have you?
Goes wide out the back to Langford.
They got the Heaney.
Look at Blakey chasing, thrusting the chest back and forward. Shield goes past him like he was standing still. The kick into Jones, cut off by Hickey. Hickey takes the mark at half back immediately from the north to the south with a horrible kick going backwards, making Fox go and get it. Fox now a short ball that'll be cut off. He went the all or nothing. Martin had to take the chance. He missed it. That allowed Sydney to play on. Mark taken here at half back by Goulden. Goulden of Sydney has got it at half back, and Sydney into a very, very slow, stagnant play here. A little bit of sunshine left on the south side, to which he kicks now. Very, very wide indeed, and the mark is taken here by McInerney.
He's been quiet, Ash.
McInerney certainly has 4 touches.
One of their prime movers, a good user, looks for Buddy on centre wing. Gets him, good mark in front of Laverde.
As if McInerney had 12 or 15.
No, I think
you're in trouble, Brownie.
So a good kick by Franklin to half forward, and he finds Warner.
Think quicker, Ash.
Warner's been good to Parker. Parker, juggler. And he marks it just outside 50 and gets the boos of the Essendon crowd.
You got the journey, you reckon, Duck, from here? You're looking to pass it, but pull to the top of the square.
Looking to lay it off, and he does now to Reed. It's a good kick to Reed. And he marks it. He saw the one-on-one with Heppel, the mismatch.
Yep. He's marking. He's in really good marking form, Reed. He's taken a couple of beauties already today. But he looks he's the most dangerous for Sydney in the air when obviously Heaney's off the ground. He can be dangerous in the air as well, but he's their best mark in that forward 50.
At 196 centimetres, you'd hope he'd be in good marking form. Here's Reed going the banana. Really good kick by Reed. Apparently need a goal for the Sydney Swans, and they get back in front. 2 for Reed. 7-6-48, 7-2-44, Sydney in front.
Well, Essendon previous to that goal, 6 of the last 7 goals, all off the back of pressure. They averaged the last 4 games 185 on the pressure rating, down to 170 at the moment. That's well below BT, where they should be at. AFL average in the mid-180s.
180, yep.
What's the pressure marked out of, Ash?
We've had a number of conversations with our BT. We're still working on it.
Yes.
Still working on what it
10
is.
years from now, we might have the answer.
So there's actually no upper limit to the
but
pressure valve.
we just base a standard 180.
It's a
Anything
bit-
below or above, we've got
It's a bit like that
idea.
plate thing.
Yep, all right. So look at this. It's a 5-2 quarter in favour of Essendon. They trail, the Bombers trail by 4 points here. We've got 1:50 to go in the half.
Gee, Shield's been good in the centre.
Yes,
now.
and he got another clearance then. Now it's in the hands of Merritt. Didn't realise there was pressure and Papley right on him. Handball back to Redmond. Martin comes back and covers up the mess. Picks it up, Martin right on the wing. High ball and looking for Draper. Draper went a touch early. He tried to hang in the air like LeBron. Hasn't quite got the same feel about it. Blakey, little one back here now, chipping more to Papley. Papley looks inside. Sideways kick, just finds the target. Now to Lloyd. Lloyd moving, looking for someone to go with him. Eventually had to kick and did, and found Heaney forward of centre half forward.
Heaney gives it off to Fox. Fox inside forward 50. Lead up from Bud. Dropped it.
No.
Dropped it on his chest. Bud and the Bombers with an opportunity. Can't believe it. Snelling sweeps a handball. Peter Wright needs to be clean. He was to Parrish. Parrish with a left foot. Really good D'Ambrosio. He's got a couple of players ahead. He pulls the kick. He did a really good job. Well done by the Swans defenders coming the other way. Rampy was that man, and now the Swans clean it up. McInerney, bouncing ball. He's got Goulden on the left, turns it over. The Bombers get it back.
They do. Kick immediately forward here, and they're out here. Jones has got it, 70 closing. Long ball right was at the back. The kick was too short, and McCartan was able to mark, and Wright looks in disappointment to Jones to say all you had to do was get it over the top, mate, and I had it all covered.
Either that or lower the eyes shorter. Had Draper out as well. He had players out everywhere.
Lloyd short.
So Rampy, down to the last 15 seconds. With all the signs down there, they'll probably know the time. So Rampy to centre wing. And the Bombers mark the ball through Ridley, who's been good in this first half. But time will beat the Bombers. And they came back really well. They kicked 5 goals in a row, 5 goals to 2 that term. And it's set up for a cracking second half. The Sydney Swans lead by 4 points, 7-6-48 to 7-2-44. We're back with Byrne and the Duck after the break. For McDonald's Room Hot Water, Triple M, Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
introducing the Australiano, made with McCafe coffee, chai and native wattle seed.
You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly.
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
Yes, McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. We are at the MCG where we have seen a cracking first half between Sydney and Essendon. Is currently the Swans up by 4 points over the Bombers. It's Sydney 7-6-48. Currently leading Ben Rutten's men 7-44. So a 4-point lead to the Sydney Swans here at the MCG. I'm Jay Clark. We've got Ash Turin, the former Adelaide and Melbourne superstar, Bernie Vince, to dissect this first half because it has certainly been an interesting one. It was Sydney out of the blocks early, Bernie, and then all credit to the Bombers because they could have folded over and wilted, but in that second quarter made a genuine comeback, pinched the lead briefly, but are right in with a sniff in this one. How did they fight back?
No, I was certainly right. You're all over it. 5-2 Sydney's way in that first quarter. Then it was the opposite, 5-2 the other way. And the stat that's staring out at me is the centre bounce clearances. In that first quarter, it was all Sydney, as I said, and it was 6-2 centre bounce Sydney's way. And in that quarter, 6-2 Essendon's way. So being able to trap it in their forward half, and I went a bit early, but it wasn't quite as damning as what I thought. The percentage in forward half there at one stage for Essendon, but they had 7 consecutive inside 50. So that just goes to show that they were playing it in their half, trapping it in, repeat inside 50s, and they were scoring. They looked like they were taking the game on a little bit more. In that first quarter, the knock on Essendon, what we were talking about, is they were just, their first instinct was to get the ball, mark, uncontested, was to go back slow or take it off the line and go slower, come out the other side. Whereas Sydney, on the flip side, their first instinct is to give and almost, if it's not there, play on and something will open up, which I love to see from a team. So it was two very different quarters for both sides. But Essendon right back in this one now.
We've been speaking about Dylan Shield. He was the one, of course, who was mocked by Luke Parker in that last battle about 6 weeks ago. He has been one of the form players of the competition, and Essendon's the best player over the past month. You mentioned the centre clearances, Bern. He's had 3 of them, leading Essendon today. So he has been influential in that space. A man who, let's be honest, 6 to 8 weeks ago, we were wondering whether he was in fact in Essendon's best 22. So it's been a big comeback.
Crazy, isn't it? And number one, I think, for centre bounce clearances in the whole competition, which that was a surprise to me when I heard Ash say that off the top at the pre-bounce. So, and just seeing his work in there, he's on the move. He's had 3 himself, and the ones he hasn't had, Essendon have won. He's been that second or that receiver, so it doesn't actually count as a centre clearance, but he's been the one waltzing it out of there. So he's having a huge say in this, in a game that he was under pressure. No doubt would have been in the back of his mind. You mentioned that Ben Rutten pointed out during the week. That's almost going in the embarrassing category when someone does that to you and mocks you like that. So that hurts. And the thing is, he was lucky because it's only 6 weeks away. Normally you have to wait a lot longer than that to turn it around. So 6 weeks, and he'd be proud of his performance today. Great turnaround.
And we have been talking a lot in the media about the big contract, the long contract at Essendon, the big bucks he's on, but he certainly turned up once again at the MCG today. A man who's flying under the radar, Massimo D'Ambrosio. The Bombers picked him up, 3 or 4 weeks ago. So they're the masters of the mid-season draft, the Bombers. They picked up Durham and Snelling, both playing out there today. And now Massimo D'Ambrosio played in Richmond's VFL team, the Western Jets. 50 15 touches today. There was that play in the back pocket.
Yeah.
He spun out of trouble, weaved around a couple of players, and then hit. I forgot who. Peter Wright, wasn't it, in that back pocket? He does look like he's got real party tricks.
Just looks like he's been playing AFL footy for 10 years, a 150, 200 game player.
Yep.
His match awareness and footy smarts is elite. And he, as you said, he was under all sorts of pressure in their D50 too. If he gets caught holding the ball or doesn't dispose of it, that's a shot on goal from 25 metres out. So just had the nous, the footy nous to hold on to the ball, broke through a tackle, and then to have the vision to find Peter Wright out the corner of his eye to dart it in there and release all the pressure that he was under. It was just fantastic. And it's great to see 15 disposals, as you said, equal high on the ground, 4 intercept possessions. And he just looks like that type that you just want the ball in his hand. I don't think he's made a bad decision in the, 4 or 5 games he's played so far. So I just love the look of him. And it goes back to the point, like, how was he playing not in the... How's he slipped through? Yeah. And there's a few of them. Martin, again, for Essendon is another one that we think, comes in, kicks 5 goals in his first game and just looks like he belongs at the level. It's just... I suppose that's what the mid-season draft's doing. And we talk about, should we have it? Shouldn't we? Should there be mid-season trades? Well, these are great stories coming out of it. I think early on when it first started, it was like players were going onto a list, but not many of them were actually playing straight up. But now the clubs are having confidence in playing these guys straight up because they've seen what they can do at, VFL level, Samford level, Waffle level, and they're coming straight in and performing.
Essendon got him at pick 3. North Melbourne had pick 2, went for Callan Dawson, a defender. Jim Massimo D'Ambrosio looks absolutely elite out there at the moment. Ash,
Don't bring that up. Don't bring North Melbourne's missing picks. Logan McDonald's playing out here too. They could have had him, Ash. Don't throw Massimo D'Ambrosio.
Angela Fee, can't get on the park.
No. Jay, you did it.
We'll get the stats from you in a second. Sydney up by 4 points over Essendon. Fascinating second half coming up at the MCG. This is the halftime break for Bosch Power Tools. Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. 1 battery corded power backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee. Burn, just quickly on the Swans. I'll tell you what, you have a look. Isaac Heaney, 5 possessions. Got a knee issue, not uncomfortable. Playing deep forward. Ollie Florin, only 5 touches. Callum Mills, 5 touches. They are the silk and polish in this young Sydney team. They haven't been able to get involved. And John Longby, very animated in that second quarter. How do they get these guys into the game? Because it does look like that Ollie Florin is managing a left knee issue.
Yeah, Mills is the one for me. There's no excuses there. 5 disposals. We've seen him in the the 30s, mid-30s a lot this year. Yes. Just finds heaps of the footy. So I don't know what they do. Maybe try him across half back a little bit. He's not finding the footy in the middle. So a lot of those guys, as you said, are down. Florent Haywood's only touched it 3 times. I mean, they just need a lift out of these guys. Heaney, I'm not sure the extent of that injury. They'll be checking that out now and summing up whether it's worth going ahead with him at sort of half wrap power or making a change of the sub. So Clark obviously waiting there with the sub vest on. Blakey's been pretty good with his 10 disposals coming off half back, linking up, but there was just none of that was there that quarter. Essendon, well, they didn't really have to defend that much, Essendon, because they had the ball a lot of the time. So great way to defend is having the ball, isn't it? Because you don't actually have to do it.
Ash, for Red Z Lending, what is jumping off the stat sheet at you?
Team stats in that second quarter, Bombers lost the territory 18-11 in regards to inside 50s, but they flipped that around the second term 15-9. They were very efficient. They went at 33% goal scoring efficiency, 5 majors from those 15 entries. They've battled this year. They're ranked 17th, usually going at 21. But defensively, we spoke about Sydney's ball movement. In the first quarter, they went at 50% from moving the ball from their D50 to their attacking 50, and they nailed 3 goals from turnover from their D50. But the Bombers cut that back in that second term, reducing them to only 25%, and they only scored 2 behinds. But yeah, exactly. Individually, Buddy, he's champion data. I actually have him as the number 1 ranked player. 11 disposals, 7 marks, but he's had 7 score involvements. He's kicked 2 majors. Luke Parker, 15 and 5 clearances. Spoke about Callum Mills. He's number 1 rated player at Sydney this year, averaging 26, just the 5. And for the Bombers, 15 and a major to Heppel, 15 to D'Ambrosio, 14 to Hind, and 400 plus metres gained. And Peter Wright, number 1 ranked player for the Bombers, 11 disposals, 6 marks, 2 majors. He's kicked 8 goals from his previous 2 coming into today's game.
Outstanding, Ash. Now, it is the best call in football with Nathan Brown, BT, Wayne the King Carey and Bernie Vincer as well. And that is, you get the best analysis, Bern, but we also like to have a bit of a laugh at times. And I think our producer, Ryan Warren, has found a good one today. So the Amy Clangers, who covers Clangers on and off the field? Amy does hit it, Raps.
This quarter, all being played in Essendon's forward half, 59%.
59% is not a lot, Ben.
Doesn't seem like a lot, does it?
It's only 9% over half.
What was my descriptive word? Did I go really high?
Like, I would have thought a
All
lot.
the games been played in their forward half.
When
59% of it.
If 100% is all, then I would say 70 or 80% is a lot.
I was thinking it was going to be a bit more than 59, and then I'd already said all, and I thought, well, I'm going to go with it
In
anyway.
fact, I would
Couldn't back
say
out of it.
59% is a little.
Well, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
They had 7
Not really.
repeat inside 50s, apparently. I didn't know at that stage, but it seemed like they were playing in their half. Ash just handed me something.
Should have just rounded up to 60.
Yeah, but should have
Taken a bit of
60
edge off
sounds better, doesn't it?
Maths not a strong suit potentially for our man Bernie.
Is that the next number after 59, is it?
Up by 4 points over the Bombers. Swans 7-6-48. Currently leading Essendon 7-2-44. We'll have more with Nathan Brown, BT Taylor, Brian Taylor, of course, Wayne the King Carey and Bernie Vince, because for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M, Rocks Footy.
That halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery, corded power. Backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M Rocks Footy.
You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Not far away from the start of the third quarter. The Bombers 7-2-44 trail the Sydney Swans by 4 points, 7-6-48. The Bombers kick 5 in a row. They kicked 5 goals to 2 in that second quarter. Introducing the Australiano made with the cafe coffee, chai and native Australian wattle seed. You had one of them yet, Duck?
No, I haven't tried.
They're very nice.
I like the burgers at McDonald's and the nuggets.
What's your go-to burger?
Big Mac.
Nice.
Big Mac.
Okay, second half just about to get underway at a drop deer shop this footy season at IJ Liquor. Like a 6-pack of beers to go with your footy snacks. Head to ijliquor.com.au to find your local store. IJ Liquor, where good food deserves the great drop. Here's the best in the business, Brian Taylor.
Sydney by 4 points.
Two-man likes the Happy Meal.
Yeah, well, he's a
junior burger.
like the kiddies meal.
Yeah.
And here, I don't mind 3 or 4 fillet of fish. For me, Papley out of the middle. The stiff arm was a little high, and
Straight to him, Tom Papley.
no, to go to Papley. In fact,
Outside
I
5.
thought he performed the stiffy. Yet he's been given the 3. It's unusual.
Performed all.
Parker goes wide.
Outside 5.
I just got back in here. I don't know what the conversation was about.
No, well, it's about the fend off
High on.
situation, Byrne.
Okay.
That's an opportunity for for Stevens to send the ball long and deep, got over the back. So a few whistles going here at the moment.
A lot.
Sydney have got it. Reid, I reckon, is almost within distance here.
It's a good kick.
Man, the mark's right on 50. So Reid can go back and steady the ship here. Kick his 3rd goal.
Seen it carry this end a lot too, Peter
Has
Wright.
been. He doesn't look confident though.
He doesn't.
Well, if he gets it up on the plate.
Just needs to get to that eastern arterial plate that Brian talks about.
The climate plate.
The climatic
sorry.
upper plate. And look at that.
He's got it.
It's on top of it.
It's riding it.
It's gone left and a minor score only. 7-7-49 to the Bombers 7-2-44. Nothing in it.
So Ridley to do the kicking in comes the commentary side. Looking for Peter Wright. Standing all 2 metres of him, but the ball got out the back. The Fox had a fumble, went back, got it, row bottom. He was tackled. The ball will be balled up on the point of the square. 5-point lead to Sydney.
Tom, Sam.
Early stages, 3rd term. Hickey jumps up. Ball landed in his hands. He couldn't take it. Parrish was busy at ground level, got the handball out to Martin. Martin's handball was knocked down by Fox. Opportunity to McInerney. Mills just bounced off a couple. That should be holding the ball, and the umpire pays that free kick to the Bombers.
Parrish immediately shoveling the handball to Merritt. Merritt goes to Jones. Jones wants to run and jump at it out the back. It comes into Langford. A little slow in retrieving the footy now to Heppel. Heppel on the left, falling away as he kicked it to Mark. Went straight through his hands. The easiest of Mark's drop here today. And now Florent to tidy it up and goes very wide to Gordon, but he couldn't get down and mark it either. So now Stringer can apply pressure to him. Kick down the boundary was perfect. And Mills takes the mark for Sydney at half back.
Jeez, Martin, I don't know whether he thought there was contact coming or something, but
I just think he
just blew an opportunity.
He's generally so clean, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mills, Hayward from the side, and Hickey from the other side. Biggest man there takes the spoils, handball off to Fox. Fox a short ball. Parker got 15 play on, had to give it back to Fox, back to Parker, inside forward 50 with a tumbler. 50-50 ball opportunity now for Rowbottom. Stood at the front of 50 and then surveyed the scene and did well. He got it out to Hayward, who pushed forward, and he's a pretty good finisher. Hayward went to play on, but now thinks better of it.
Haywood been pretty quiet today too, Ash. Haven't called his name too often.
Just the 3 possessions, but Brownie's spot on. 9-2 from set shots in terms of his finishing this year.
Got that one right.
Yep.
So we've bounced back.
It was a guess as well.
We've bounced back after half-time. Well, Brownie has.
So Haywood kicking to the City end to extend the margin back to 11 points. Chips the ball, starts at left, and it doesn't come back at all. So an even goal lead to the Sydney Swans by behind 7-8 to 7-2.
Bit ugly. Redmond to kick it back in and finds Merritt. Merritt takes the mark. Defensive 50 here. Bombers kicking to the punt road end in the third. They trail by a goal. Here's Kelly. Loves to give it off, and it's the right way for him to play. By hands to Hind. Hind goes down the line looking for 2-metre Peter, who got shoveled out of it. By the way, Pete's growing a bit. He's now 203-metre Peter. And he is here at half forward. Martin wanting the ball wide. He wanted nothing of it right. Went more direct. Draper! From behind, couldn't hold the mark. Jones in it as well. Shoveled out the handball here to Langford. Went and got it. Spinning pirouette out of trouble. Got it to Heppel. Offloaded to Parrish. Quick boot to ball. Can Guelphy get there? He does. Guelphy marks 25 to 30 metres out with a little bit of angle.
It was almost in slow motion, that ball in the air. It looks like the Sydney players were just sort of watching it land. I thought Rampy was going to take almost an uncontested mark or at least get it on the bounce, and I think he did too. I don't know where Guelphy come from the front of the contest, and they just watched him mark it.
McCartan's twisted an ankle or a knee or something too in that pack.
Not a great set shot, I don't think, Guelphy. What's he had, Ash?
Yeah, 9 goals, 11, BT, spot on.
Yeah, a little below the 50%. In comes Guelph.
Oh, below.
Kick on the way, misses. Big miss. So 5-point differential in favour of the Swans early in the third.
So Lloyd to do the kicking in. Watch him step out of that square, pretend like he's not going to, and then get that extra stat for himself. There he goes. So Lloyd runs a full 15, and why not when the Bombers allow you to do that, and he pierces one to Goulden. It's poor defensively by the Bombers to allow that. Short ball finds Mills. Mills wanted to give it. McInerney wasn't ready though. Now he looks for Parker. One-on-one. Uses the body against Parrish. Runs after the footy. Clever tap over the back to Rowbottom. Onto the boot inside forward 50. Good kick to Papley.
Clever kick.
If he kicked it from here for a goal, it'd be the biggest celebration you'll ever see.
He could jump in the crowd.
He'll kick it from the point of the 50. On the boundary. Sets it up. Reed in the square. Can't mark it. Fisted through for a behind. Where he goes all the way out of bounds in the end. Umpire David Roden, always smiling, very happy man. A good man too. 5-point lead to Sydney. Boundary throw in there and attack.
He's a good goal umpire. Great acquisition, Dave Roden. Why didn't you go goal umpiring, Brownie, when you finished? You didn't want to do that way?
No, Brian.
Draper. Nice footy.
No. You want to elaborate?
Little one, Durham. Brushing the tackler side. 203-metre Peter ran into trouble. Now Jones along the ground. Florence got under pressure here. Guelphy muscles him out of the way. Picked up the handball. Got it to Shield. He goes wide to Durham. Durham runs in left foot. Could have gone for goal. Went the straightening ball. Langford to Merritt. Merritt snap goal. Got it. Bombers. Bombers in front by a point. Langford saw and down. Bombers by 1 point. He's kicked a couple. And that one was on the Triple M RGA Liquor scoreboard.
Well, when they keep movement, when they keep the ball moving, there's real movement in there or flow to their play. They're really worrying. They're worrying Sydney.
Tough to defend. That was a slingshot goal. That started from that Papley kick to the top of the square, we'll call it, and it just, as you said, kept movement on the ball. Sometimes when they look the best when the ball hits the ground. They're forced to play on, forced to handball, forced to run for each other. That's when they look their best, because that's what happened then. And then they got it in and a nice finish. So I don't know why they don't do that more often when they've actually got a mark, because it's easier when you've actually got a mark because they can't get at you.
Jay-Z, anything for us there, Jay-Z?
Yeah, Kyle Langford's just come to the bench with the Essendon doctors now. He's got a sore right shoulder, in a bit of pain. Medico's just checking him out as we speak.
Bob JT must look after you both three. Get one free, plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. 13, 26, 25. Order online today, bobjane.com.au. The Bombers at half-back need to be clean here. They don't want to give an early one up. Dirk Thatcher handball to Ridley. Ridley turns it around. Only opportunity here for the Swans. They got players out. Warner, lower the eyes. Papley, have a look at this. kicks it out of bounds on the full nearly.
Didn't even look.
Didn't look. He had 18 players running past him for the handball. And he said, nah, I'm going to have a shot. I'm top.
Without even looking.
What's he kicked? 1 goal.
1 goal, 3.
And that chopper that didn't make the distance as well. So he's had 4 or 5 shots on goal.
Yeah, and he hasn't looked for anyone in any of those.
I don't mind.
Little knockdown here. They've got a chance here as Warner tries to tidy it up, although Hind won it out. Great little touch handball, and now Redmond across the ground to the north side to Ridley. He's able to run. Precise ball here to Durham.
Now keep movement on it.
He does. Into the middle with a danger kick.
Look at that.
Finds Merritt. Got the running player. Handball from Merritt. Comes to Kelly. Kelly can kick the goal directly in front. Got it. Gee, I don't know whether Kelly kicks a lot of goals.
No, he doesn't.
In fact, it's his first this year. Second career goal. And his teammates get around him because it's a rare species. 9-3-57 the Bombers to 7-9-51 the Swans. IGO Liquor scoreboard.
First game for the club, and as we were calling live during the play, we just wanted movement on that ball. Keep the movement on the ball, and they did. They wheeled inside. That handball to Merritt probably wasn't on because he had a opposition player right next to him, but what it does, it creates. So that guy's got to go for the tackles. You see in the Harvey Norman replay, got to go to the man, tackle him, opens up Kelly, and he kicks one. The backman, how happy is he? First goal for his club.
You look at Essendon's ball movement since quarter time from defensive 50 to inside 50. They're going at 42%, which is double the AFL average at 21. But essentially, they've kicked 4 goals, which have been generated from their D50.
124 games, and now he's kicked his second goal.
Jeez.
As Jake Kelly for McDonald's Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Parker out of the middle, a bouncing ball to half forward. Here's Papley, the celebrator, and the goal scorer, and the point scorer today. Papley, another opportunity there, got it out towards Campbell. Campbell on the left missed.
How many's he had today? Campbell.
5 points for the lead of Essendon.
4 touches, BT.
Didn't know he was playing.
He's one of those lookalikes, I think we spoke about earlier.
Oh, I've seen him.
They all look the same.
Yeah, they do.
Who is he? Braden Campbell.
Papley, 13 kicks, 1 handball.
The handball to kick ratio in favour of Papley. There was Caldwell arching the back and gives it to Massimo. He goes out wide, and Martin's got to try and glove it one hand, but he's under pressure from McInerney, who really wore him. Did well, Martin, in the end, made little contact with the boot. Now Caldwell got absolutely thrown to the ground by Buddy, and then Buddy went down for the count on top of him and tried to hold him down and nail him to the turf. And umpire Brett Roseberry, look at this, he's waiting for the 2 ruckmen to arrive. Throw it up, Dan. Throw it. What?
Do you call him Dan?
Why are you waiting for them to come from the middle of the ground? That's unusual from an experienced umpire.
So he gets this one going quickly.
Don't they have to?
No.
Parker absolutely upended by big Draper on the end of that one. Was Hobbs, couldn't mark it. Ball come out to Stringer. Opportunity for the Bombers to go forward, and Stringer kicks it out of bounds on the full. It hasn't been Jake's day so far. Bob James T-Mars down on the boundary. Jake Clark.
Brownie, it's interesting watching Ben Rutten here today. He's as animated as I've ever seen him down on the bench. So I just think kicked the past 2 goals, big fist pumps, high-fiving players, then with that out on the full, slapping his leg. You don't normally see him show this emotion.
KZ loving the animation today.
Yep.
Client ran too fast, so it'll be a Stringer free ball, and he'll get a chance for redemption. Here's Stringer. Right in front of the Sydney bench. Got the lime greenies on today.
Too slow.
Very slow. Harrison Jones is going to have to come from the side. He did. He smashed the pack, but that's all he could do. Now the little handball comes out in favour of McCartan. This is Tom. Tom back to the dangerous spot. Hickey couldn't mark it out the back as Durham. They had the numbers. Handball to Laverty. Little one here to String, a funny little iffy kick. Papa picks it up. Look at him. He says, get out of my way. I can run this. Oh, he saw the star. He saw Buddy, and it was like a magnet. He gives it back to Paps, and Paps fell over, so he had to knock it out. It spills to Franklin, an absolute mess up between the 2 of them. Papa wanted it so badly. He gave it to Buddy, who wanted it so badly. And in the end, they both did badly.
So the Bombers bring it out. Caldwell marks it at defensive 50, gives a handball instinctively to Hind, who's going to be run down. He got his kick away though. Bouncing ball to Peter right in the middle of the MCG. Just tried to tap it, probably should have taken it. Hobbs will get a free kick. The Lizard Got his scales up too high on his neck. Hobbs to Stringer. Kick one that spins, Jake. He does, sort of. Got it to Durham from 55. Durham with a low ball. Kicks it straight back to Lloyd.
What did he do with his...
You're right, Gary. Stringer cannot get the ball to spin at all.
Can't spin it.
It's a old floating, wobbly, granny-looking thing.
This is games.
It's terrible. 57-53, 4-point lead, Essendon.
Just trying to picture that.
Down the line they go. High ball taken here by the man that gets involved every now and then. Logan McDonald goes backwards to Blakey. Blakey to the run of Paddy McCartan. Through the middle of the ground. Launches to Buddy. Couldn't hold it one hand. And here's Papa. Almost over the line, out of bounds. We'll throw it in.
He's had an almost day, Tom. Tom Papley, what are his numbers, Ash? They'd be big numbers.
Yeah, he's racked up 15, but 1 goal 3.
Had his second handball before. Only because both legs were trapped.
So the Swans need a goal. The Bombers lead by 4. Doing most of the attacking in this term, the Bombers. Heaney went without the football. Kelly wants to go out of bounds, and he did. Another boundary throw in again. Halfway through the third term, Bombers have the only 2 goals of this term. They lead by 4. 57 plays 53. Isaiah Lecker scoreboard. Good food. Deserves a great drop. Boundary throw in. Hickey wanted to flick it at the back. Mills was there. Bouncing ball. Snelling needs to go hard. He did. Blakey came the other way. Did just as well. Ball underneath the pack. Does it pop out? It doesn't. The umpire will ball it up on the 50.
Kick 7 of the last 8 goals here, the Bombers.
Thank you.
Sydney in danger if they can't get control now. You would think they're the better team. And they're sitting in 6th position on the ladder. Draper sockers it out of the middle. Spills out wide here. Couldn't get it in the end. Snelling.
Nick Blakey in the back.
And a Blakey free here right in front of the MCC members. And he's got the free. And they trying to get into Guelphy as if to say it was a little unfair. And the Lizard just drawing his breath. And just trying to straighten his back, which is rare. So here is Blakey.
It's got the opposite to straight.
He's a real huncher. Here's Blakey. High footy. McDonald. Over the top we go. Duck's still with us.
Yeah, he's somewhere.
Here's Warner. Warner near the bounds. The line goes over the line out of bounds.
Well, there's not much to say at the minute, BT.
No, you're just having a look at a mirror. That nose.
It's actually getting dark.
Watch him, Nathan.
The sun going down or your nose?
Did you notice the makeup under his eye?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
Boundary throw in. Opportunity for the Swans. Heaney has to beat 3 of them. He did okay. The ball close to the boundary line. Picked up by Warner. Out of the pack goes. Warner misses. 3 for 1 behind.
You're a real studier, Browning, aren't you?
Sydney 7-12.
Yes, he does.
Line 3.
He looks everyone up and down. If there's anything wrong, anything happening, he's all over it.
Have you ever seen 2 men in the one box with similar foreheads? Goodness gracious me, it's like a shiny cue ball. Here's an opportunity for Darren. He can go. 2 metre Peter over the top. Ignores him, goes to Heppel. He can't make any ground. Picked up here by the Swans and back inside to Hayward. They can go. Shield shuts him down. Makes him kick over the mark at least. Now he goes sideways to Logan McDonald. He takes the mark on centre wing's northern side of the ground. Short kick and finds Campbell out wide. Campbell 65 from home. Plays on, uses the man-to-mark rule to great effect. Now he goes inside 50. Redmond was there, done well today. Up the back, loose ball. Couldn't get it. Through for a rush behind. And so 57 plays 55. And the Bombers by 2 points.
Do you see decision-making at the moment, Sydney, not quite at its highest level? They're getting back into the corridor, but then bringing it back out wide, getting held up. They've almost become stagnant at times.
Redmond under pressure from Papley, holding the ball. He'll be up and about Papley for this one.
Look at him walking back. He's already told everyone it's going to be a SETI from 80.
Look at this.
No, he's turned his back. He's turned his back.
He's 60 metres from goal.
And he's turned his back.
He's turned his back and he's on the boundary.
And he also gave them a verbal. He said, don't do it. Don't lead.
Well, he didn't even go and get his footy. He just expected someone else to get it for him.
Papley to the top of the square. Good kick to Bud.
Oh, yeah.
Missed it. Could have been a free kick. He got pushed late. The push came because he thought there's no way he'll drop this, and the ball snapped out of there, out of bounds on the full.
It was a great kick.
It's not his strength, but is it? That?
No, should have marked it.
No, not
should have got to clunk that.
Yeah.
What did you rate him in marking against the greats that he compares himself with? Just in the marking skill.
No, in the marking skill. That's not his
biggest deficiency, you reckon?
Yep. Kelly goes down the line looking for right. Free kick will go the way here of right.
Have we ever seen Buddy kick on his right foot? Ever?
Touch kick every now and then.
Yeah.
Like not over any real distance, but
I can't remember it.
he can get out of trouble with it.
So right just goes backwards to Redmond. Redmond wants to launch from the north to the south with a prolific kick to Martin. He takes the mark here. May not be marking Zerp. Thatcher it is. Goes down the line here. So the Bombers easing the ball. Free kick given away unnecessarily by Sydney. I felt they had him. Heppel's the recipient. From the wing now, a little sliding ball up the edge of the square. Tom McCartan marks strongly. And he's won the ball here at half-back. This is off the handball. Sydney away, down by 2 points.
Reed on centre wing, on the logo. Turns around at 180. Look for Heaney. Heaney been beaten today. Zerk Thatcher marked it comfortably. He is under a bit of duress today, though, Heaney. D'Ambrosio.
That kick.
That's a beautiful kick. Durham. Got a player on. He dropped it, Durham. Absolutely dropped it, and Jordan will get a free kick.
So that was a brilliant kick. The decision to go to that longer option.
Yep. Because he could have gone on the short one, but then it would have slowed him up. He would have overlapped slowly, but then he just darted it. Brilliant.
Needed his teammate to mark it, that's all.
So Goulden rolls off onto the left.
Who was it? Kelly.
Heaney left to be the flyer. Is the only one there. Big Draper coming from the side.
Durham.
Took a good mark. So 55 plays 57.
And that's what you want the big guy doing. I reckon to be real value as a ruckman, you've got to get back into that hole and take marks like that.
Been pretty quiet, hasn't he, Draper, Ash?
That's his first mark along with 4 touches.
Blakey takes the mark. Little kick sideways here to Warner. He plays on. Shield could do nothing. Pulls the kick back in. It was just that. And Heaney will get a look from 35 out, maybe 40 directly in front.
Great kick, Warner. He's not just a great kick, he's a great decision maker too, because he was under pressure, just won the ball back, went inside, just saw Heaney out the corner of his eye, put his hands in the air. We had a great view of it behind the kick. Could have easily just bombed to the top of the square, but pulled the kick to the corridor, and Heaney goes back for a shot.
Sir Isaac Heaney.
Just the 5 disposals today and a goal.
40 metres out, directly in front. City end. Hasn't been at his best today.
It's his first kick this quarter.
And he's missed it left and a minor score, so 57 plays 56. The Bombers by 1 point. IGA scoreboard. Add a drop to your shop this footy season, IGA Liquor. Like a 6-pack of beers to go with your footy snacks. Head to IGALiquor.com.au to find a local store. IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Ridley was a long ball looking for right, outpointed by McCartan.
Outside 5.
That's the Tom. It's a short ball. McInerney called to play on, not 15. Hugs the boundary. Gordon called to play on as well. Now he just snaps it across the body inside forward 50. Zerk Thatcher. Good mark too, under pressure. Relieved sideways to Ridley. Ridley to Kelly. Kelly kicked his second goal in 124 games earlier this quarter. And he's got it in the back pocket.
Yeah, he was very excited. An unlikely goal kicker.
Keep it on. Play on.
Kelly, but here he is now in defence, doing what he does best. Kick down the line. Draper pushed his man out of the way. And a silly free.
Thank you.
I don't know what's wrong with Draper today. Free ball to Fox. Fox immediately goes inside. Ridley should get back and mark, and he does.
Holding up here defensively at the moment, Essendon, aren't they? It's been all Sydney, repeat inside 50s, but their defenders are just holding up, intercept marking.
A lot of ball in forward half in this quarter for Sydney as that one is punched away.
Be careful using a lot in forward half.
The last 8 scoring shots, 8 behind Sydney.
Yeah. And some low numbers for Sydney at the moment, Ash, this quarter.
He's looking at Callum Mills. He's done right. 3 disposals. We've spoken about Isaac Heaney with just the 1. Florent also just the 1 as well.
Buddy got his name written on this one. Flies, can't take it. Fisted away by the Bombers. Heaney came through and tried to barge his way through. Buddy's still on the ground. Ball wrenched out. Outside defensive 50. Only Fox is there. Dropped the mark he should have taken. Back inside forward 50. Logan McDonald. Nice set of hands. And Bud's still on his haunches. Just getting up slowly. Had the stuffing knocked out of him, and Logan McDonald will go from 40 on the boundary under the scoreboard.
Mason, Braden.
It's a long way out to kick around the corner if that's what he's going to do,
You
Brad.
have to him perfectly, Brian. Any belly of the footy at all, and it just goes to the right. You hook it too much and you miss it. It looks like Logan McDonald got the belly of it. Opportunity though for the Swans. Can they get the ball at ground level? Goulden tries a rugby league try. Couldn't quite get out of it. They'll have another ball up.
From that position, you've got so much room to your right, BT. You run around, Brownie, and you hit a drop punt, but you run out on the angle and open the goal face up.
No need to commit to the lot, you reckon?
Correct.
I don't think players have plans in place for certain distances, Doug. I think they just think, this is what I do, I'll have a crack at it.
Make it up on the run.
It's just I say it all the time, it's an excuse for them.
Yeah, it's a generational thing there. Quite robotic. There's Goulden. Parrish.
I think he's saying they're the opposite.
Well, they just can't change is what I mean, Bernie.
Yeah.
Little one out the back.
Okay.
Not convincing. Free kick against Florent here from Hobbs.
Speaking of high percentages, last 10 minutes, BT, 87% in Sydney's forward half. Now, that is high. That's very high.
That is high. Florent fishing inside 50. Laverde ran into Buddy head first, and Buddy said he had his head down, but the umpire said he's trying to win the football, Lance. And the chatter still goes on, but Laverde has the free in the back half. Surely the damn wall is going to break soon.
So just having a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Bonus gift cards, select the name appliances now at Harvey Norman. Conditions apply. Shop in store or online. The Bombers out of the back pocket. They go wide. They need a mark. They're not going to get one because Sydney in the way again.
How many inside 50s this quarter,
They've had the last 11, but they've only kicked 3 behinds.
Fox, they're yet to hit a target. They keep bombing it in, and the Bombers keep bringing it to the ground. On this occasion, Isaac Cleany. That's how clean he is, Duck. I've renamed him Cleany.
Did you try that? Or?
Yeah. 20 out directly in front.
In the end, it was unopposed, wasn't it? I mean, they were just standing around the defenders. No real defenders in that pack. But eventually, if you keep getting repeat inside 50s, your defenders get tired.
Doesn't fumble this man. Had a shot moments ago, missed. This for his second. 20 out directly in front, City end. The Swans get one badly needed, and they go back in front. Breaks a run of 8 behinds, Ash.
Yeah, spot on, Brownie.
Red Z lending. 8-14-62. They lead by 5 points. 9-3-57. IJ Liquor scoreboard.
And the way they've got around him sort of says that they know something's coming on, don't they?
Yeah. There's a lot of players got around him. You're right, BT. But 12 inside 50s in a row for Sydney. The damn wall eventually broke there. Essendon defenders doing an outstanding job by just holding up, intercept marking, clearing their D50, but it kept coming back in. This quarter alone, 6 inside 50s to 18 Sydney.
6 to 18 inside 50s this quarter.
Yeah, they haven't been inside 50 Essendon for 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're down to the last minute of the game according to one board, and I think 2 on the other. Just a little confusing. The board people. Stringer, handball, Merritt was partially underground. Parker made it difficult. Got it in here to Goulden. Goulden got the kick away to McDonald. Put the one hand up, couldn't win it. Now Kelly's under real pressure. Haywood's there as well. Haywood's got hold of him, nails him in the tackle. Can't get rid of it, Kelly. And a ball up, but it's within 20 metres of the Sydney goal mouth, and we've got 14 seconds.
Only an opportunity for Sydney to score. Hickey did the ruck work, got it out. Can the Bombers hold here? Logan McDonald got the ball out. Goulden on the opposite. Kicked it like an opposite foot as well, D'Ambrosio. Opportunity. Buddy laid the tackle. Big goal coming up for Haywood. Right on the side for a three-quarter time. David Roden smiles, so you know it's a goal. 68 plays 57. The big bone-jarring tackle by Bud set it up, and Sydney get the last 2. 9-3-57, the Bombers. Sydney, 9-14-68. Out to an 11-point lead at three-quarter time for McDonald's Remont Water. Triple M, Rocks Footy.
That quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rock football three-quarter time here at the MCG. 9-3-57 the Bombers, 9-14-68 the Swans. Ash, Red Z lending stats.
Inside 50s in that third quarter, 20-6 Sydney's way. Luke Parker, number one ranked player with 22 touches.
Where are we going for Choice Hotels after this, Ash?
Melbourne versus Adelaide. That's at the Adelaide Oval, 4:35.
Brenton Yates, Mark Soderstrom, Rhett Bigland, Sean Burgoyne and Tom Rockcliffe will take you through that one.
Down to you, Jay-Z, Bob Jane T. Marts.
Thank you, BT. Just see the AFL CEO, Gillon McLaughlin, is here watching the game from one of the dugouts where the umpires are. So the boss of the AFL just watching the game. And I just saw Jai Caldwell, the Essendon midfielder, skip down to the rooms with the doctor. I think he has a sore right shoulder. Be interesting to see where he bobs up in this last quarter.
Jay-Z, what are they going to do tomorrow in Sydney? GWS Hawthorn, they're forecasting 150 mil of rain in Sydney tomorrow. What's their option if they can't get that underway?
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? I mean, if it becomes dangerous for the players, like if the ground is genuinely flooded or there any sort of thunderstorm or lightning, then they will postpone the game if needs be. And potentially, I mean, if they have to, play it at a later point. They obviously try to get the game underway somehow tomorrow.
Seabus Super special comments, Duck?
Sorry, BT, 150 mil of rain.
150 mil.
Well, I've never heard of a game being cancelled because it's too wet.
No, neither have I.
But that's a very low-lying ground there at the showgrounds, and it'll be like a swimming pool is the meaning of that.
Oh, well, we're playing it.
Playing it?
Yeah.
A couple of inches of water.
Water polo.
Yep.
All right, well...
Well, the games don't get cancelled because of rain.
No, but it's...
Lightning.
Lightning, maybe.
That's it.
No, excessive rain.
No, BT.
Like 150 mil. I mean, try and drink 150 mil.
Last quarter,
Easy.
Sydney Swans kicked the last 2 goals of the third term. They hold an 11-point lead. Bounce in the middle. Draper, the umpire, fluffed it.
What, 150 mil a what? More specific.
Just wish I was there and duck tripped over.
Well, there was no trip.
So the ball up.
You can't be
Draper
there.
won it. Well done by Shield. Out of the middle. Handball. And they go wide. Mark taken by Martin. I'd love them to go a little bit more direct. The handball back to Shield. Shield, left foot, high up and under, snapping ball inside forward 50, hard one to take. McCartan hit the ground level. Stringer's handball was sharp. Langford couldn't take it. Hobbs was there as well. Shoveled the ball out. Row bottom, tackle to the ground. That's holding the ball. Tried to break 3 tackles and Merritt got him. He'll go back for his third.
Nice start. Centre bounce clearance to start with from the Bombers and good forward 50 pressure. As you said, it wasn't the first or second tackle. Third man in, got him in the end. But the dangerous sign here for Essendon is that Sydney are ranked number 1 in last quarters throughout this season. They've won 12 to Essendon's 5.
Numbers, Ash?
Yeah, Zach Merritt, 16 disposals, 2 goals zip.
He's done some hard stuff today. 45 out for Merritt.
Jeez.
Puts it out of bounds on the full for a player with his ability.
What chances of that?
Just must have been a shank.
In the odds. That's just highly unlikely.
Yeah, there's a 15-bucker.
Yep. So a Sydney ball in the back pocket here. They lead 68. Don's 57. Very, very early stages. Final quarter here.
Well on the Daisy.
On Days.
Ball goes down the line. High footy.
Dodgy, man.
Over the back it comes to Hickey. Merritt was able to take it out of his hands quite cleverly. Now the left foot kick around the body. Jones is in the wrong spot here. McCartan will take the easiest to marks, Paddy.
So the Sydney Swans try to clear the ball. They're going to get straight back to the opposition, and Heppel marks it. He's got a runner out the side. Mason Redmond's a big kick of the footy. Loads up. Harrison Jones at the goal square. Can't mark it. Good pressure and closing pressure from Mills. Did a really good job and got it over the line. 10-point lead. 68 plays 58. Sydney in front. IJ like a scoreboard where Good Food deserves a great drop.
Might have been a little bit unlucky there, Jones, I reckon. Not to get a free kick. Just took the body out, Mills, but
good effort from Mills to get there.
Yeah, it was.
So now Blakey plays on from fullback. Oh, a little iffy kick that wasn't cleanly controlled. Spills to Hobbs, on to Guelphy. Got rid of it. Now Blakey's got a mop up here. Almost had it. Langford still got it. Redmond had it. Tackled to the ground. He wanted a high one, but Campbell said, no, I got you fairly. And a ball up. So they retain it in their 50 here, the Bombers. And they're going to give themselves another look. 4 inside 50s to 0 so far in this quarter. Handball comes to Langford. Langford from the boundary line. Sprays it across the face. It does a right angle turn, goes out of bounds on the opposite side. We'll have a boundary throw in deep in Bomber land.
Love the start to this last quarter from the Bombers. Just their forward 50 pressure. Repeat inside 50s. They're up for this fight.
So the boundary umpire up against the point post. Hoiks it in. Draper at the front. Trying to bring it down. Ball come out to Merritt. Missed a set shot only moments ago, but on the snap under pressure gets the job done for the Bombers, his third. And the Bombers close the gap. It's a 4-point margin, 9-14, 68 Sydney, 10-4, 64 the Bombers, and Merritt having a nice afternoon.
He really is, and they get that opportunity because Blakey, now two-man, normally a very good kick. What's he going at today?
Yeah, spot on, Doug. Usually goes at just under 80% today. 10 kicks, only going at 50.
That kick out, horrendous, wasn't it? 3 goals today for Merritt too, 19 disposals, third goal. And a real influence on this game. They're up for the fight, the Bombers. Ever since that first centre bounce, all in their half, BT, 100%.
Bernie coming with, well, a little bit of late news with the 3 goals to...
I think I said it twice.
Yeah, just
you didn't say the 19 disposals as well, though. Going at 69%. You want anything else?
Bernie just a little late. Anyway, back to the middle we go. Draper to Stringer. Stringer had to let go of it straight away because Warner had hold of him. Now Warner went and got the foot. He got the give and go from Golden. Back to Warner. Warner goes to the edge of the square, 60 metres out. Punt road end, missed to the left. Out of bounds on the full, I think, in the end. But the boundary umpire couldn't see. Thought it was in. It went out way earlier than that boundary umpire. And he'll throw it back in.
It was actually the field umpire that called that out of bounds in the end.
So Sydney lead by 4 points.
I think that was our 350 gamer.
Early stages, last quarter.
Had a howler.
Hickey does the ruck work. Warner, opportunity, high snap. Really high snap, bending back for Warner. It bounces in, it bounces out, but it bounced over the line. Goal to the Sydney Swans.
It's a goal. It's a goal.
Umpires not even conferring. They saw that was over the line, a push and shove, Merritt and Warner. But it's in the book. 10-point lead to Sydney, 10-14, 74, 10-4, 64. The Bombers Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, they love the ball in this man's hands. Great tap from Hickey. Just whacked it defensive side. Straight to Warner. I don't know why people don't stand him in the forward 50 stoppages. It's the second goal he scored now from a forward 50 stoppage. It's actually Draper that hit it forward. Hit it straight to him. He was all on his own. Snap around. It wasn't the perfect snap. Not the ideal bend on it, but it floated and it lofted through, went through two tectonic plates, through the other plate that BT was talking about, and went through and then actually bounced out of the goals, but it was through.
Well, can they mount another challenge now, the Bombers? 10 points adrift. 6 minutes into the final quarter here. Out of the middle, Parrish, who's had a really quiet day. Heppel, been busy. Got the handball to Hobbs, tackled, thrown to the ground straight away, he went nowhere. And we'll do it all over again. The last remnants of sun here, dissipating in the forward pocket at the Pund Road end. And that'll push more cold air up under the hot air and form a rather large plate to go with the rest of the game. Durham, McCartan bowled over on that occasion. Snelling, no free. Picked up here by Warner, banged it onto the boot, but had to move it out quickly. Papley pushed under it, but still took the mark. It was well done.
Happy about it too, Papley.
Oh, boy.
Looking for Heaney, but chopped off by Zirk Thatcher. Opportunity for the Bombers. Hine gets the wraparound. Chips the ball sideways. Kelly got another one sideways. Martin wants to move the ball forward. Needs to move the ball forward, but goes sideways again. They had the run and carry there, the Bombers, but didn't elect to go forward again. Ken Rutten on the Harvey Norman replay. Bonus gift card. Selected home appliances now at Harvey Norman. Conditions apply. Shop in store or online, and how they're just racking them up. And finally they go forward to Hobbs on the point of the square. Merritt runs for him. Chips at him now. Merritt, 3 goals today. It's possession number 20, Ash.
Spot on.
Merritt chips into the pocket. Looking for Jones. Can't mark it. Out the back. McCartan leads the race, and the ball goes out of bounds on the boundary throw in.
We'll have the boundary throw in deep here in the Bomber attack zone. City end in the last quarter.
Thank you.
Reasonable crowd, just about all Bombers here today. Maybe in the 30s, well, definitely in the 30s. Boundary throw, Draper, Hickey. Draper got it out of the ruck, had a little kick and went straight to Tom McCartan. He just mungled it out of the way, and Hayward did really well. Got Zirk Thatcher, in fact, Martin under the 40 and took the mark himself. Now they go. He says, come at me. Heaney does, and he kicked it over the head. I think that's what he wanted to do all the time. Now Heaney doubles back. Clean pickup. Handball to Mills. Mills 25 closing. Magnificent Isaac Heaney. Allowing Mills to cap it off with the goal. And they extend the margin to 16 points here. Sydney on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
I think you're right, BT. I reckon McInerney said, lead up and I'll kick it over the back and you can run back onto it. And he did exactly that. Heaney first back onto it. In the end, an unbelievable take below his knees. We know he's had a bit of knee trouble or knee issue today, had some treatment on it, but picked the ball up cleanly, which he had to, and flicked it out. One take off to his teammate goal.
Isaac Cleaney.
Isaac Cleaney, well, you're bugging it up, but I'm going to pay it. I like it. Isaac Cleaney.
So the Swans have kicked 4 of the last 5. And Mills pretty happy with that one. Not a noted goal kicker, Mills, only
had the 9 disposals today too, Brownie.
13 goals in his 124 games. He's been quiet, Duck.
Yeah.
Averaged over 26 this year.
Yep.
He's got a good record at the MCG. The umpire will call that back. Umpire Roseberry's had a few of them today. So throws it up in the middle. Draper high up. Got the tap down. It eluded Parrish. Trying to pick the ball up was Hickey. Went to ground Mills. Squeezes a handball out and he found Stevens. Stevens wants his left. Towards the lead of Buddy. Buddy using the body. Wants to get back onto it. He's held by Laverde. Buddy will get a free kick. So Laverde's right on the 50. Bud,
he's pointing the goals.
Will use the man on the mark to get some leverage and some space. And he'll try and get a right to lefter. Here he goes. Bud right to left. Not going to be a goal. All the way to the teeth of goal. Out the back and out of bounds. Bit of an anticlimax.
Time you going up, Sam. Thanks, boys.
So we'll have a boundary throw in here. Deep in attack here for Sydney. At the back it comes. Sneaking up on it, driven into the ground. Was that Sydney player who shall remain nameless at this point?
Gordon, was it?
Yeah, maybe.
Errol
and Martin's got the free as a result. Short little ball here to right.
Give.
Takes the mark at half back. Sydney are down 14 points here. 16 points, in fact. Laverde now wide to Kelly. He takes the mark, still at half back. Wanting it on the boundary was Langford. Hine was just too close. Seems to have gone out of a bit in this second half. Now high footy there for Jones, knocked out of the way by McCartan. Langford did well but couldn't keep it alive for Guelphy. Out of bounds, we'll throw it. So let's set the scene. 10-4-64 the Bombers, 11-14-80 Sydney. We've got 13 minutes remaining, Ash, and where are we going after this?
Yeah, Melbourne taking on the Crows at the Adelaide Oval. And you're spot on with Hine, 14 in the first half, only 6 in the second half.
Bouncing ball, row bottom, picked it up. Gordon tried to cleverly tap it back there, Hickey, but getting a ruckman involved in any sort of chain of play is never wise. And the ball goes underneath the pack and we'll have a ball up. Triple M Red Z lending loans for the self-employed. Ash done a good job today. Bouncing back from COVID quite heroically. Hind on the end of a handball from 60. He's not going to kick a goal. Wayward ball through for one behind. 65 plays, 80 Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just appears the juice has gone out of this a little. I'm not sure whether it's the Bombers have just said they can't get there anymore, Rampy, or whether it's us. Ridley, I don't know. But we've got a ball up on the wing.
It does seem a little bit flat, doesn't it, BT?
Someone needs to get excited.
It's close game.
Lot of time left.
Grabs.
Yep, 13 minutes left.
Yeah.
Shield. Along the ground, Parrish.
Here they go.
Handball over the top, Hobbs. Stringer, almost gliding. Stringer thought about the centering kick, went with the right foot, Banana.
Oh, there it is.
The accidental hero. Did not mean it. Even though Davey Roden's smiling. Don't know whether he meant it. Interested in your thoughts. 11-5-71 till 11-14-80. They're back in business, the Bombers, down by 9.
No, I think he did. Okay. I reckon he did. He went to look inside. He was going to probably kick a drop punt and thought, no, I haven't had a good day, but I'm going to make this my moment. Chucked it on. Banana from about 40 metres out. That's an unbelievable finish. We wanted a bit of X factor, a bit of excitement about this game. And what better man to do it than Jakey Stringer? That's a great finish.
Jay-Z, Bob Jane, teammates.
And Zach Merritt just come to the bench, cramping in his right hamstring, going to spend some time off the ground.
13 touches for a goal today. Triple M Red Z lending stats for Jake Stringer. And that's the goal of the day so far. So what can the Bombers mount? 9 points. Can they build on the back of that? Bounce in the middle. Big Peter Wright in the ruck. Won it clearly. Parker couldn't handle it. Rowbottom was there. They crash in. Bodies going everywhere. Hobbs got the ball out. Peter Wright just tried some candy. Then he got the ball back to D'Ambrosio. Left foot, never misses the target. Really good kick too to Caldwell. Caldwell needs to move it quickly. He does now. Steps around the man on the mark. Inside forward 50. The kick needs to be good. And it's not. Because McCartan, they always go wide, the Bombers.
Poor option that from Caldwell. Once he sold the dummy and the player went to ground, had to attack the goal face. Had players out everywhere.
Yeah, went wider and wider and wider. And now Sydney get a chance here to repel. Got the ball on half back and they're leading by 9 points halfway through this final quarter. Goulden has it. Says, come at me. On the star, I'll hit you. Down the line, right should mark. Both hands on it, couldn't. Hobbs, side and centre. Handball, interception here. Goulden goes now inside 50 without great direction. Ball goes over the line and out of bounds. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Deep inside the Swans punt road attacking end. They lead by 9.
Adelaide and Melbourne after this. Brenton Yates, Mark Soderstrom, Rhett Bigland, Sean Burgoyne and Tommy Rockcliffe. So a boundary throw in. Sydney by 9. Reid stands up. Peter Wright fell over. The ball just underneath the pack, and the umpire will ball it up.
Sam.
So almost halfway through this quarter, smack bang on 15 minutes. Ball it at the back to Martin. Martin bananas it out of the pack. It'll be a bouncing ball. McCartan got it on the half volley with a smother. Did well. Langford, his handball missed Redmond. Had to go back and get it. Did Redmond. And he's racked up and will have a ball up.
It's with D'Ambrosio, so season average in terms of kicking efficiency, 82% today. He's going at 85 from his 13 kicks, 22 touches all up.
Ball up, knocked down Sydney. Jay-Z, any movement with Merritt needs to get out there. They need him.
Yeah, no, he's on the pine having a breather. Spent a lot of time with the physios, just getting a big massage. BT cramping.
Okay, here's Durham applying the tackle, dispossessing one it was on McCartan, and they win the footy. Guelphy got it over the top here. Now they go inside 50. It's the line-booted Stringer. Brings them to their feet at the MCG with 2 in a row. When all seem lost and hopeless, the Bombers have closed to within 3 points of Sydney.
And that's what this guy's capable of. And that's why I think Ben Rutten and others get a little bit frustrated, because they know his capabilities, and he's turned this game on its head. Like you said, it was really flat BT, and he's just gone bang, bang, and just a good chain of handballs. But that's a class finish on the run.
It was a big play from Durham.
It was.
Change, Sydney.
He had a look too, Jakey. He looked into the corridor. No one there.
Jeez, as soon as it left his boot, he had the hand in the air.
He looked and said, have a look at me kick this one.
Yeah, watch this. Watch my neck tattoo. Put this one through.
3 points in it.
It's dominating at the moment, the Bombers. 56 disposals to 26 this quarter. 9-4 inside 50s.
Still a heap of time to go. 10 and a half. Back in the middle. Bombers got the last 2 through Stringer. Bouncing ball in the middle. Trying to get it out was Hobbs. Parrish was in there as well. Ball underneath the pack, and Warner ties it up.
Go the same way. Go this way.
Good game of footy at the MCG. Umpire elevates it. Hickey won it. Handball back from Mills to Warner. Warner been good today. Dumps one inside forward 50. Bouncing ball back. Zert Thatcher needs to be clean. He did. He sold some candy. Sold some candy to Bud. Then got the ball to Hobbs at centre half back. Does he turn and go, Hobbs? He's got players in the middle out everywhere, and he's going to go sideways.
Had to go.
And super slow, Brownie.
Had to go.
Boy, is he disappointed a few here. Kelly goes wide, and very, very slow movement now in the hands of Ridley at half back. So they'll try and find a way through here. Kick wide to Kelly. Kelly marks on centre wing. Just wants the little chip-up kick if someone would just present at him. No one does, so he goes sideways to Ridley. That's good control from Kelly. Don't do anything you're not capable of. Now Ridley spots up a leading ball on the wing and finds Langford. Langford reels and goes towards the corridor of the ground. Now they go into a goal-scoring opportunity. Draper over the top, had a good piece of it. Spills the ground, picked up by Shield. Banged on his right boot, hasn't got the journey. Lloyd.
Thank you.
Gets it to Stevens, does Lloyd. So in the back pocket, the Swans take a breath. The lead comes from Bud. It's a long lead too. Came from the middle of the ground. He'll fly against Ridley. Logan McDonald at the front of the pack. Come back out to Heppel. Heppel underground handball. Shield. Ridley. Parrish in the middle of the ground. Big ball. Got Hine. Hine now. He's a runner and he's a dasher. He takes his time. Takes an awful amount of time. And goes wide to Kelly. Kelly loads up with the left foot. Looking for Langford. Can't mark it. Ball got out the back and hit the ground. Opportunity for Caldwell. Feeds it back. Hine into the goal square. Sees an option. And that option was McCartan, who marked it easily. Got a clip on the back of the calf, I reckon, on the way through. Accidental. But that looked like it hurt. A corky in the back of the calf.
Not sure why Hine didn't wind up and go for goal then.
So Peter Wright was close to the calf. It was in his ribs.
There wasn't much in that.
Oh, no. Just a little.
Wasn't.
There's Lloyd.
Outside 5.
Half back here. Sydney by just 3 points. Florent marks at half back. Kick short and sideways to Lloyd at centre half-back. He goes to the opposite half-back and finds Stevens. Get the sub that's been activated? No, Clark's the sub. Short ball wide, and that'll go over the line and out of bounds because Fox ain't able to stop it. And it's an easy interchange here for the Bombers, right in front of their interchange gates. Bombers trail by 3 points here. We've just ticked into red time, 20 minutes in. We have 7 3/4 minutes remaining in the game.
Jay-Z, Bob Jane.
It's gone on, had spent 7 minutes off.
Merritt, that was.
So to translate that, that's Merritt. Snelling, handball, Merritt, that man that Jay-Z said he just come back on. Short ball looking for Parrish. Had to stand up, Parrish, and mark it. Hayward coming hard. Gets up, moves the ball quickly. Good kick. Redmond from 55. He's a big kick of the footy, Redmond. He's a really big kick of the football.
Is he this big a kick, though?
Take your moment, Mason, and go bang from 50 and put the Bombers in front.
Oh, and a shepherd from Merritt.
Clever.
3-point lead to the Bombers. Mason, Redmond goes long. 83 plays 80. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It was a big play there, wasn't it? First of all, Merritt just back on the ground, won the footy, kicked it inside to Parrish, and Parrish had to stand under the ball, got smashed as he took the ball, but got up. Players were floored of the footy, and as you called, BT, something that probably went unnoticed was that shepherd from Merritt on the mark, because I think Redmond was too far out to start with, but because he arced around and took off, the man on the mark went to follow him, and Merritt just blocked that run, allowed him to probably take another 7 or 8 metres, and then he went whack from about 55. Bombers in front, up and about.
You don't notice it, but there are a lot of important little blocks there for players, for the Bomber players, just to get clear possession.
And Hobbs, 9 disposals, leading ball win on the ground. Clearances 11-5 Bombers' way in this term.
And Redmond went back to each and every one of them and said thank you. Papley out of the middle now, high balls at the centre half forward, being edged under the footy was Franklin. Spills in front to Parrish. Come to life here a little bit in the latter part of this quarter as he's got the handball receive and from Hobbs.
Contested footy in this last quarter, Ash.
Yeah, Triple M Red said.
Parrish to Parrish.
34-16 Essendon's way.
Bombers lead by 3 points. Merritt here just back on the ground, as Jay-Z mentioned. Picked up by Hobbs. Beller at the half forward without a lot of direction. Darren there couldn't mark the ball against Blakey. Spills to ground. Right paddled it in front of Darren. Darren went to ground. Blakey dives on top of him. He sucked it in. He's gone. Free kick will go Blakey's way at half back.
When the lizard gets you, you stay got.
He bites you.
So Mills put them 16 points up moments ago, then Stringer kicked 2. Redmond got 1, and the Bombers are back in front. A thriller at the MCG. Looks for Hayward, 1-on-1. Hayward can't mark it, a bouncing ball. Beats everyone out of bounds at half forward. 6 minutes and 9 seconds to go. Beacon Trade scoreboard, 3 points, supporting tradies at 120 stores, expert teams, huge range of electrical products and services. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier. Boundary throw in. Laid it down. Tackle from behind. Holding the ball. Opportunity. Advantage paid to Bud. Sliding mark. 40 out directly in front. Big tackle. Back at that stoppage was outstanding.
Yeah, it was, because Essendon were going to clear that. Nice little tap down there from Draper to Martin, and just took too much time. Surely knew that there was going to be some pressure coming from somewhere.
It was a stoppage.
Yeah, it was a stoppage. There are a lot of numbers around. He just thought he was going to waltz out of there easily and got tackled, and a nice little lowering of the eyes, that kick inside 50 duck.
You've kicked 1,000. You expected to kick this.
To the punt road end. Franklin's kick 2 to put the Swans back in front. He's hooked it. He's hooked it badly out of bounds on the full.
Jeez.
Duck mozzed him.
Yeah, he did. I think he wanted to mozz him.
35 out directly in front. You'd think that something would transpire from that, from a goal kicker.
A known goal kicker.
And there's Kelly. Down the line, high ball. So can the Bombers hang on? Do they need another goal to win it? We've got 5 1/4 minutes remaining. How many goals do you reckon left in the game, Bernie?
I reckon 2.
2 goals.
Yep.
43,163. Pretty good crowd here today. Last night, 43,195, I reckon, Ash.
I think there's 1 left in a PT, and then the next goal wins.
Little disappointing, that crowd last night, Brownie, I thought, given and told everyone on Sundry they'd sold out. Hope for 50. Now Merritt.
The car park was sold out last night, Brian.
Absolutely. Down the line they go. Hickey gets it off to Warner. Here comes Sydney charging. They're down by 3. Franklin going backwards. Couldn't hold the mark. Redmond ripped through. Spent the ball out wide to the skipper and Heppel. Couldn't hold the mark. Goulden did well to bring it to ground. Crumbed his own footy. Now he's shaped up on the left. Going back inside 50. Laverde takes a wonderful mark in defence here and repels a Swans attack. It's the Bombers by 3 points.
It's Parker's last quarter. True, man.
He's only had 2 touches this quarter, 24 for the game.
So their entries have been poor in the second half, Sydney. A lot of opportunity, but not on the scoreboard. The Bombers get the ball out. Here he is again, Stringer. Kicking it inside forward 50. Langford.
Got it.
In the pocket. The kick from Stringer was elite. And he's lit it up in the last quarter at the MCG. Did bugger all before that, but his last 5 minutes has been match-turning.
Kicks this, they win it, Brownie, I reckon.
Yep.
Said that.
Times are ticking.
So Langford yet to kick a goal this year.
Said that apparently.
Yes, one he did. He said 1 goal.
Well, I did say 2.
Huge kick. The Bombers have been down and out time and time again today. 16-point down moments ago for 4 in a row. Langford from the pocket. Right foot. Nails the goal.
Oh, big goal.
Bombers by 9. 89 plays 80. Beacon Trade scoreboard. Well done to Jake Stringer.
Yeah, it was that boy again, wasn't it? Stringer through the middle of the ground created that. But Hobbs, he's been huge this last quarter. 11 disposals, 3 clearances, 3 intercept possessions for a young man out there doing an amazing job playing through the midfield, just looking to come off now for a spell. Probably come on for the last minute again, but Essendon have just dominated this quarter. They've been all over him. Centre bounce clearances in general. Clearances are 13-7 now. Contested possessions 39-20, and that's Sydney's one-wood, that contested stuff. Getting beaten up at their own game at the moment.
4 Bomber goals in a row gives them a 9-point lead. 27 minutes have ticked over. 3 minutes 33. Draper out of the middle. Roved his own ruck work. Rammed it forward. Jones off hands. Spills to Langford. Caught in the tackle. Pinged holding the footy. Free kick will go the way of the Swans in the back pocket.
They need to move the ball quickly and forward. Warner. Bouncing ball out in front of Rowbottom. Can he pick it up cleanly? He's up against the boundary. Got it to Fox. Fox with some space. Low ball to Franklin on centre wing. Turns and goes. Does a 180 to Heaney. Centre half forward. Heaney's got Reid on. 1-on-1. Marking opportunity. Out in front of Reid. Zirk Thatcher did well. Got back and got the spoil. Went back in and got it, Zirk Thatcher. Then he ran into trouble. And the umpire says no. I'm going to ball it up.
Some big contests, some big plays here late in the game. Big tackle. Big 1-on-1 with Reid and Zirk Thatcher. Outstanding.
2:48 remaining. Bombers by 9 points. That's 20 metres out from Sydney's goal. The knockdown here to Mills could go nowhere. We'll ball it up again.
Going to try to get this ball into a little bit of space here, Sydney.
Look at Essendon trying to lock it down. Plenty of numbers around this footy.
Players everywhere. Dyson Heppel pointing, you take this guy, you take that guy, and got them all covered. Massimo, little handball out to Shield. Shield gets it on here to Martin. Martin kicks it out of the danger zone, got it to the wing, right over the back. McCartan marks. Tom McCartan plays on through the middle of the ground. Here comes Lloyd. Lloyd with a delivery to Warner. They're surging forward, Sydney.
That's 50. Oh no!
And it is 50. It is 50. Drake Stringer with the lunging attempted tackle and a reversal, is it?
No. Oh, jeez, imagine if that was a reversal. But technically, he can't stop his run. That should be another 50.
So Warner will go up and he will kick the goal. They've got it, Sydney. Warner over celebrates given they're behind. And with 2 minutes, 14 seconds on the clock, 2:14 on the clock, he's got 3. It is a 3-point margin in favour of the Bombers.
Told you there was more goals.
Wow, who said there was 2 goals left? I don't know who that was.
It's going to be 3.
But he knows his footy. It could be 3. We could all be wrong, but just silly. Jakey Stringer didn't have to do that. We all know what he was trying to do. He was trying to get there as Warner took the mark and just hold him up so his teammates could get back. But just you can't get there that late and take him down like that. It was always going to be 50.
That was a brain fade.
It was. He's created a lot of goals and kicked a couple himself in this last quarter. But he's gave him one away now.
All sorts of signs being held up on the boundary. at the moment.
What does it say? Please kick a goal.
There's just a red one.
Jake Stringer got the Bombers
Danger,
back in it.
Danger.
And now he's kept Sydney in it. For McDonald's Remote Water, Triple M Rocks footy in the middle. Big clearance coming up. Umpire picks out a free kick. It's going to go to the Bombers.
Stringer, he's involved.
Stringer's been enormous.
He's everywhere.
Setting up goals for the Bombers and giving away goals for the Swans. Coming down wide with Zirk Thatcher on centre wing. Chips the ball to the lead. Really good kick too. Snelling on the point of the square. Only a little man. I don't think he's got the journey from there. Wants to go sideways a little bit early for that.
Minute 45 to go.
Hind.
Be careful doing this.
Yeah, you're trying to score here. You're trying to keep it off him.
Wiry customer is Hind.
I think you want to go long down
Wanting
the line.
someone to go back, but now he's got nothing other than the long, high kick. They
Too
love a
central.
mark. Big 2 metre Peter. Can't mark it. McCartan at the front of the pack. Trying to work his way through was Harrison Jones. Tackled by Fox. And precious seconds goes down. 1 minute 25. 3-point lead to the Bombers.
Yep, they have, and they've got it within 35 metres of their goal here, the Bombers.
Sydney look dangerous out this side. Got an extra number out this open side.
If they get it, you can tell they're just going to blast.
Yep.
Warner tried to go out wide. They're going to take the risk. They've got to. They're down by 3 points here. Guelphy tried to charge through. Got the handball out. Merritt would be happy to go out of bounds, and he does.
Clever from Merritt. Probably could have taken that ball and snapped it inside, but have a look at the Sydney.
Deliberate as you'll see that from Merritt.
Look at the Sydney players would have been queuing up in the corridor at the top of the square. Very clever from an elder statesman.
He's gone for a tap and it's gone out of bounds, and the umpire doesn't call that deliberate.
Bombers by 3 points in the forward end. Here's Guelphy. They'd be happy with a stoppage as well. Draper tries to keep it moving forward. Goes to ground. Stringer's there. Danger. He collided into Guelphy and hurt his ear. And now Stringer at ground level will have another ball up, 20 metres out from the Bomber goal. They lead by 3 points. We've got 53 seconds left.
Been able to knock 30 seconds off the time. Ball in their forward half of the ground. Parker, bouncing ball, opportunity. Hind, high ball, big ball, long ball. The Bombers are home.
Look at him.
Nick Hind with a beauty. And it's back out to a safe 9 points. 95 plays 86. The Bombers outstanding.
Oh, that's a big time goal, isn't it, from Nick Hind. He's had a pretty good game. Ash, what are his numbers?
Leading ball winner for the Bombers. 25 disposals. He's popped it inside 57 times in a major, but throw in 685 metres gained.
Yeah, he had a bit of a quiet third term, I think, as well. So that's an outstanding day from him. But they've just stood up in the key moments, haven't they? The game was right there in the balance. Sydney leaders at three-quarter time, and well, there's a lot of questions being asked about Essendon, whether they could stand up. We weren't sure, but just their key ball makers or ball winners have stood up. Merritt's been huge. Stringer's been huge.
41 seconds, 9 points down Sydney. Possible, but difficult, extreme end of that. Shield out of the middle. Merritt got the handball to Stringer. Come to play in the last 15 minutes of this game, Jake Stringer. High footy, going to be marked here by Guelphy. 60 metres out, milk the clock. He says to the umpire, I'm going for goal. Please, umpire. He's 70 metres out. He can't be going for goal. And he goes sideways to Heppel. Heppel short to Merritt by foot, and Merritt marks 70 metres out, but closer to the boundary line. The umpire will call play on here. Merritt showing no signs of wanting to move the footy. 8, 7, and we're ticking down. It's going to be the Bombers who are going to win here. They're going to win their 4th game of the year. Essendon have beaten Sydney in a real upset at the MCG. One of the top sides in the comp. And the Bombers have got it done. 15-5-95 to 12-14-86.
See the Bombers fly up, up. We are the teams they don't fear. They'll try their best, but they can't get near as the Bombers fly up.
Oh, yeah, it's a short song, but it's a big win. And the Bombers by 9 points here today. Wow, they come from nowhere, didn't they?
Oh, they did. Sydney were all. They could have really put this game away earlier. You would have thought, but they just kept hanging around Essendon. Every time you thought Sydney were about to run away with it, they'd just bob up and kick a goal and kick a couple in a row. So all off the back of centre bounce. Whoever was dominating centre bounce was almost the tale of the day. They were dominating. Well, first of all, time in forward half, and then inside 50s and scoreboard pressure, weren't they, Ash? So I mean, it went in ebbs and flows a little bit, but when the game was there to be taken in that last quarter, and we spoke about Sydney being the number one team in the competition in last quarters, 112 to Essendon's 5, they just stood up. The Stringer was huge. And
we'll get down to Jake Stringer with Sarah Jones.
You're the hero today. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I thought I was going to be the villain there at the end with the 50, but it's glad to get the win. The boys really deserve it. It's been a tough year, and what a terrific turnout. You know, we're not going that well, but our fans are rocking up week in, week out, and we love them so much. So credit to everyone that's come.
The goals were pretty special. Talk us through that check side. That was amazing on the run.
I don't even know what happened. I didn't think I'd be able to get the distance, and I just panicked and put it on the boot, and ended up going through. I was a bit surprised.
The panicking worked anyway. So this is just the team's 4th win for the season, and obviously a long way left to go in the year. What can this group get out of the back end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to get some momentum. We've got so many good young kids that are in the team right now, so we just keep going to work like we do every day and keep trying to get better and hopefully get some continuity and start to get a few more wins, which is good.
It was an incredible fight back. You were 26 points down at one stage against one of the best teams in the comp. What gives you the belief that you can get back in it?
Yeah, I mean, this group, they stick at it, and that's a good thing about them. You know, there hasn't been too many games where we've been blown out, and you know, the performance we put in against Sydney last time was, you know, pretty poor, and we were a bit embarrassed about it. So we knew today we had something to prove, and the boys responded really well.
What are your thoughts on how the back line stood up today? Obviously, anytime Buddy's up there, it's always a handful. Zerk Thatcher played a great game.
Yeah, Zerk was awesome. Ridley, Jaden, the boys down there, they've been put under a fair bit of work this year, so they're holding up really well, and credit to them tonight. They, especially all the high boys, Hindy and all that, they got involved, which is good.
Do you reckon the coach will forgive you for that 50 penalty late?
Don't know, I might avoid him for a little bit longer.
Jakey Stringer
well done,
there,
Jake.
Courtesy of Fox, and just I think it's the name of somebody from the bottom of the earlobe down to the collarbone. That's Jakey, what you do. Interesting concept. Bombers won today, Brownie.
They did. Very good. They got jumped at the start. They thought they got 24 to 26 points down. You thought this could be a blowout here. They showed no signs of doing anything, and then Merritt kicked a couple of goals and got them started. So they did a really good job. But on the back of that, their pressure started to lift in that second half, and Sydney were very wasteful.
Yeah, they pinched one against the odds, I reckon. Obviously, Sydney had controlled the game for a lot of it, but bad kicking in the end. Do you want to have a listen to Zach Merritt?
We'll get
Not yet.
Red Dead Lenders if we can, Ash. Thanks. The summary of the game. That'll be great, and we'll get the MVP in just a moment.
That's a no, Duck.
They've been tight. Six out of the last
You'd be a good host, I reckon, Duck.
6 out of the last 7 matches between these two sides have been decided by 10 points or less. Of course, today's margin, 9 points to the Bombers. But, Bernie, if we look at quarters 2 and 4, when the Bombers won those centre clearances, so these are combined stats in quarters 2 and 4. They won the centre clearances 11-5. Dominated territory 32-19 in terms of entries, and their scoreline, they posted 11 goals 2 to Sydney 5 goals 4. Zach Merritt, he was number 1 ranked player for the Bombers, 24 disposals and 3 majors, and for the Swans, Warner led the way with 25 and 3 goals.
All right, the Triple M MVP for the homeloans.com.au, homeloans.com.au, the best and fairest when it comes to home loans. Duck, what do you got in the votes?
Yeah, I'm going to give Hind 1 vote. I just thought his run off half back, his dash was terrific, and then kicked that goal late. So I thought he deserved 1. I gave 2 to Warner.
Yep.
Sydney, I thought he was Sydney's best player. Hit the scoreboard, centre clearances, did everything. 2-man, can you back me up there?
3 goals as well, Duck, which is a PB.
With the 3 goals, obviously. And that's why I went with the man that we didn't go down while he's still being interviewed, Zach Merritt. Okay,
would have been handy. We've got 4 minutes left.
Yeah, it would have been, given that he's probably best man on ground. But Zach...
BT didn't want him.
We've got plenty to do.
Zach Merritt, 3 votes for me. He can get a lot more the ball than what he did today, but the 3 goals as well.
Influential.
6 tackles as
6
well.
tackles as well.
Good votes, Duck.
I thought he
Good luck. Worried that he's over his word quoted today. And
now Brian's got 3 minutes and 45 to go.
Ash, where are we going to after this?
They're still talking to Zach.
We're going to Adelaide, BT. It's the Crows taking on the Demons at the Adelaide Oval. And your calling team, Brenton Yates, Mark Soderstrom, Rhett Bigland, Sean Burgoyne and Tommy Rockcliffe.
Now, Jay-Z is down in the Bomber rooms. The Bombers are not far off coming your way, Jay-Z. Who's down there? What sort of collection of people have we got? And they look happy.
Yeah, thank you, BT. Big win for the Bombers here. You can see the coach, Ben Rutten, has walked in. Big congratulations from the President Paul Brasher.
The peasant. That's a harsh way to describe him.
Close, the President. The footy director, Sean Wellman, was down here and spoke.
The other peasants down there.
Oh,
come on. Keep going, Jay-Z.
Lots of family and friends
He's
here.
going better than, I think he's going better than that. That's a bit rough.
It's a touch. Hey, we like the criticism.
Look, it's a club under pressure, wasn't it? Only 3 wins. Yeah, you go, Brownie. Go on.
It's not that burn. Asking you all the questions.
It's a club who just had 3 wins for the season. And Sydney, I mean, they mocked them last time they played, didn't we? All remember what Luke Parker did. There's no respect shown for the Essendon Football Club, and they've shown it out in the field today. You can just tell a nice level of emotion and satisfaction in the rooms here. This was a big day for the Essendon Football Club, and they stood up.
I did notice, Jay-Z, they had a good chat, both Luke Parker and Dylan Shield, after the game. It would have been a 30 to 45 second, and they were patting each other on the back, so they obviously chatted about last time, and everything seemed rosy.
And didn't Dylan Shearer's turned it around? I mean, he was questioned after that game. Does he fit into the best 22? Does he deserve the big contract? I mean, as we discussed before the game, his past 4 or 5 weeks have been excellent. He was significant today. You mentioned Jake Stringer, 2 goals, set up the third one as well, or played a hand in that. So he's been enormous late. Essendon signed him on a big contract last year. It was good money, but certainly helped the Bombers win the 4 points today.
Very good. Langford is, interestingly, being the sort of main man coming off the ground.
Well, they're actually helping him off, are they?
They said they obviously reckon he did a great job.
No, he was good today. Tough team to read, Sydney,
his
at the
first
moment.
game back, Ash, was it?
Second game back.
Defensively in the air, Sydney kept bombing the ball in.
Didn't they?
Essendon kept bringing it to the ground. Zirk, Thatcher, Ridley, Verde.
No, they were great.
Did a really good job.
So they're the last 4 games, though, Brent. I'll just run you through them. They've beaten Melbourne, who are, top of the ladder. They had the bye. Lost to Port, win against Saints, lost to Essendon. They've got the Bulldogs coming up, Fremantle in Perth. Tough run for Sydney now.
They're 3-3 their last 6, so they're inconsistent at the moment.
Win, loss.
But this is a game they should have won.
Yeah,
they
should have.
dominated.
So we're going down into the rooms. I think we'll get the song, and then we're going straight on the back of the song
to Adelaide.
Over there. Can't wait to get over there to the boys. That will be a lot of fun.
We'll probably go down for you.
Brenton Yates and Mark Soderstrom over
Biggles.
there, and Biggers, of course.
Yeah. Where's a lot of rings, Biggles?
Yeah, let's get down to the rooms.
Nike high tops.
Yes, the Bombers by 9 points, 15-5, 95 at the MCG today to Sydney, 12-14, 86. Hope you enjoyed the game. We did. That's it from the MCG.